depends on your itinerary. If you're
code me most, the code me most, Phil Spencer, the code me most, the code me most, the code me most.
Flashing through the night, pixels burn under neon light, steel and rage in a dance so tight, no escape from the fight, 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 fight. Wolverine's on fire, feel the beast inspire, PS5's the reason why, time to buy, time to fly, time to fly, time to fly, time to fly, time to fly. Controllers shake like a primal roar, every slash leaves you wanting more. Frame by frame, it's a brutal score. This ain't a game, it's a war, 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 war. Wolverine's on fire, feel the beast
Welcome to the gaming grindhouse. Welcome to the gaming grindhouse.
Oh yeah, what's up, grinders? How you doing out there? What is going on? We are on the home stretch to the holidays. That's right, we are on our way. Man, oh man, the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer, and it is cold over here. My goodness, snow out the window. But hopefully you could stay in here with the fires of the gaming grindhouse as we go over the week's news and what is about to go down, man. It is craziness. News is flying after the Game Awards, man. What a snore fest of the Game Awards. We cover them here live. Honk new. Oh, man, oh man. Those were the Smuggling Grape shows. And yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the fallout about it since I kind of covered it after the show. But I'm definitely seeing like after, man, it has been rough for the Game Awards. And Keeley been getting all that smoke. Even Kojima can't stand them. Oh, man. So as you come on in here, hit that like button. Let me, oh, you know what? I have to update these. I forgot to update these VIPs here. Sorry about that. On there. The other thing, too, is that, listen, YouTube's been going bonkers with these ads and all this other stuff. So I tried to change the settings around. So hopefully it's a smoother experience so you don't have as many ads. I was messing around with the settings to see what I do. So hopefully you guys don't get too many ads there because I want to make sure that everybody could chat and engage and not miss anything with all these crazy ads. But they've been getting wild. So I tried to reduce that to see what I can do, change some settings around to see if it works. So let me know. It doesn't mean they won't be there because they love them. But yeah, grinders, hit that like button. Subscribe to the Gaming Grindhouse if you're new because we are on the heels of the Grindhouse Awards. Yes, the Gaming Grindhouse Awards. I will be doing them next week. So we'll be doing them on the Monday. Monday should be on. If it's not Monday, it will be Tuesday. But yeah, definitely we'll try to do the last one right before the holidays on Monday or sometime this week. We'll see how things go. But maybe I'll probably do a show on Wednesday, but it won't be the Grindhouse Awards. Maybe the nominations we'll do on that. But I got to work on it. So we'll see. We will see how it goes. But we will have them. And then we have our prediction show, end of year, man. It's going to be fun. So yeah, it's going to be a fun end of year of 2025. Some gaming grinds. I've been doing a lot of retro gaming. Just going back to some classics, memory lane for a lot of people, and trying to do that as well. But definitely let me know if we get another few VIPs. I will have your choice of what I play, and then we'll hit those. So there you go. That's all done. But grinders, we got some topics to talk about. But first, before I get into the marathon, let's do the shout outs of everybody coming on in here. Mass Produce, Zapmondo, Control Resident looks fire. Yes, it does. I did watch a lot of the trails that I missed from the show last week because I came on about halfway through and I missed a couple of those shows. So definitely there. Nice in Florida, El Pedro. That's nice, man. Yeah, not up here in the Northeast. It's snowing and 17 degrees. Lunchi says, marathon looking good. We're going to check it out. Definitely, man. Z-Rack, we got Joe, man. YouTube went crazy with all these ats, too. Albert Gouchard, Diablo Dark Matter, Z-Rack, Joe Ethor, Xbox is dog shit. Yes. We'll talk about that, man. Oh, yeah. You can see the John Cena and headlock. Oh, by the way, saw that John Cena's last match. Man, oh, man. And, put in the comments, though, if you want to do, like, an offshoot of the Grindhouse, we do wrestling. I don't know how many of you guys and girls watch wrestling, but I do watch it and follow the storylines and things like that, and I got some gears to grind about all that stuff. So let me know in the comments in the new year if we want to kind of have a wrestling show, like a separate, like maybe on a Tuesday or something like that, do Grindhouse Wrestling. Because I'm big into WWE, so I definitely watch that and all the storylines and stuff like that. So, and I got some stuff to say. But yeah, let me know if you want to do some more spin-offs here. We could definitely do another topic thing because we want to mix it with the gaming stuff on there. But man, that John Cena last match, I was like, my wife was like, "No, I understand it." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. Why did he tap?" Anyway, yeah, it was. I don't know who caught that, but man, it was. I wasn't too happy about it. I know that they lose their last retirement match and stuff like that, but like the way it went out, I just thought for a mantra of never give up, and telling people never give up, never give up. The last thing you do is give up. I don't know how that goes. Oh boy, I could watch some AEW and get some things, but yeah, I don't watch too much AEW. I watch some of the fight. I do think the wrestling in AEW is pretty wild too. Like I think it's better. It's more. It reminds me of like what like EC not the ECW was like with the violence and stuff. But I do think that they're very talented over there, and they do a lot more of the wrestling part of it there. But anyway, but yeah, no, Merry Christmas to you, Neil. Thank you very much. Definitely GTA 6 Terrans in there. It says it's GTA 6 gonna destroy next year's Call of Duty. Oh my god, Call of Duty. The Grindhouse is on. A family and my brother Jez. Yo, thank you so much, man. Apple Gushard. Everybody like the Phil Spencer's a goat song. What's up for Brizzle? How you doing, man? Jackknife. What's up? Plus Ultra, how you doing, man? Glenn's in the house. Kurt Angle's retirement match was the worst, dropping to Baron Corbin. Oh my god, I remember that. Holy crap, yo! Kurt Angle didn't look happy either, but he was there though. He was John Cena's first match. Like he came in and that's his first person he met. So, but no Randy Orton. Randy Orton was traveling and yeah, no Rock either. Which that whole thing for somebody who owns somebody's soul, and I know it's going on now, but I always watch it after my show. So please listen to the Gaming Grindhouse. You can watch wrestling, but definitely engage in the chat of the Gaming Grindhouse on the commercials at least, because that's all they like to do over at WWE is throw a whole bunch of ads at you. Oh man, I don't do as many. So there we go. What's up, LA Joe? So now one thing that y'all wanted to just touch on, but it wasn't on the topic list tonight. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and also get your opinion on it too, of what you think is the High Guard. The whole thing with High Guard, and this will lead us into the marathon with this whole service thing. One of the biggest criticisms of the Game Awards show was the fact of the big reveal at the end being High Guard. I just see Jeff Keighley talking about High Guard as that thing, and that video was definitely not. The game wasn't well received, not very well received there, and I think the fact that it was presented as this by the devs of Titanfall and this, it's like, yo, listen to me. I'm gonna tell you something. In my I'm gonna see if I could get it where he says it here. The Game Awards reveal of High Guard, because I definitely want to show something here with it as I discussed. Because again, I don't have too much to say because I kind of reacted to it as it came out. By the way, the Tomb Raider trailer, that thing's blowing up. That one everybody wants to see, and that's kind of thing they probably should have ended with. But this game, High God, maybe by the Titanfall, but people that worked on Titanfall and Apex Legends. Listen, first off, I think they ruined the game already. Yeah, Neil, I'm not sure. I think the game is ruined already because, as we've seen so many times before, these multiplayer games, these free-to-play or these service-based games, the problem with these things is it doesn't really, it could be great gameplay, it could have great graphics, it could have this stuff, but when you don't have like known IP, and this is like a new IP, but it's something where it's a multiplayer game, the reveal and reception and the social aspect of it is the most important, because people are already saying this game is dead. It has thousands of dislikes already on YouTube, and the ratio is definitely all dislikes, and a lot of it was because of the reveal. The reveal was at the one more thing, the biggest thing of the Game Awards was a free-to-play multiplayer shooter. And the whole premise of it is like revolutionize the genre. Game-changing, blah, blah, blah. All these big, bold statements for something that nobody has played yet. And I think we've seen time and time again the way these free-to-plays, especially the free-to-plays, or these service multiplayer games come about is when they are a surprise. Not when somebody says, this is the next Fortnite. This is the next Overwatch. We are going to be the next biggest thing in first-person shooters. You never do that. Because that gives people already, like, you're boasting about something. And that was how this game was presented first. That's why it's getting all this hate. I really think if this game just showed up in January, it would get probably a much better, let's give it a chance reception than what Jeff Keighley and team have done to it now by having it be that big reveal of the Game Awards. Because people weren't expecting that. People were like, that's what you do. You know, after you should have had the Knights of the Old Republic done. You should have had something else. Not this. It looks generic. It maybe has some cool things. Give it a chance. It's free to play. But people haze the Halo killer. When you come out with multiplayer games and you have this, like, we are going to revolutionize gaming, first off, you shouldn't say anything. Keighley shouldn't have said any of that stuff. And them going around saying this stuff on X or the just kind of, that's not how you market these type of games. I'm going to tell you right now, haven't we seen so many times where multiplayer games like this are better off just being discovered? You maybe put it out in a closed beta, you get the feedback back, and then you kind of just let these things just kind of, hey, check it out. You let word of mouth carry this, and that's what blows these things up. Unless you have an IP like Marvel or something like that where you could leverage. But if you don't do that, and you come out with these kind of games, these free-to-play games, it's free to play. People may check it out. You know, hey, you're better off, I feel, being nonchalant about it. Hey, man, yo, we've been working on this game. Check it out. It's a shooter, you know, has some magic capabilities. You know, we have some horses in it and stuff. Like, yo, check it out, man. Check it out. And I know with budgets and stuff, you know, marketing doesn't want to hear that. But it's sort of like the anti-marketing to your game. Let the players feel like they discovered it. Let the Twitch streamers, the YouTubers, the influencers go, yo, I just played this game on Monday. You got to check this out. Let me stream it. It's fun. Watch. And have that natural type of gravitation to it. Not this like forced marketing. Look at our mouthpieces. This is like something that's going to revolutionize first-person shooting. You don't do that. You almost do the nonchalant approach. It has to be organic, Zilla. Exactly. That's what you got to make it look like that Zilla and Ron and Nick. Like you guys found it out. Like check this out. It's funny is if you even not even free to plays. If you look at even Helldivers 2, I didn't even know what Helldivers 2 was going to be. I thought it was just like a round based basically horde mode. I really didn't realize the extraction part of it. I didn't really even I didn't even know. And it kind of came out. And I'm like, yo, this is incredible. And I put 70 hours in the game. And you will see what Helldivers 2 did. It every weekend, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. There was no claim that this is going to be your next extraction shooter. Hey, Valorant players, no, this is going to make you play this over this. This brings on new mechanics never seen before that are going to revolutionize extraction shooters. If Helldivers came out like that, I don't think it would have that organic type of that just weekend over weekend growth. But this type of stuff, hell, look at Apex Legends. Nobody even knew it existed. It just showed up on an afternoon. It just stealth dropped. They stealth drop Apex Legends. It stealth dropped. Like, there you go. And it was just like, whoa. It just stealth dropped. People like, check this out. And then the streamers get it. And then they get it. And then it builds. And it builds word of mouth. That's how these games go. So it's... And this one coming from not the studios that brought you those games, but people that worked at those studios, we don't know who they are. We don't know who they are. It could be the janitor. Oh yeah, I worked over at Respawn. I was the I cleaned the toilets, but now I'm cleaning their toilets from the people that worked on Respawn's game. I worked on Apex Legends. You don't know who they are. Maybe it's the artist. Is it the gameplay person? We don't know.
You're my #1 customer.
We don't know. But when it says from the people, it's like, oh yeah, okay, well, not the studio. These are just people that bounce around. Like we probably can make claims that the people from Titanfall probably worked on the Call of Duty thing. Like it's really, you don't know. I don't know who the people are. Is it the receptionist? Is it who? Is it the one that answers the phones? Is it the community manager? Oh yeah, the community manager from Titanfall. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, they're over here now. We don't know. So people could be anybody. It could be artist C, intern D. You know what I mean? I don't know. But they need to have this come out just the way it is. Like, they should not talk about it anymore and just let it come out on the 26th. But those bold statements and that extra hype from Jeff Keighley gave it a lot of negative stuff. And I'm not shitting on the game. No, am I shitting on the game? I'm talking about what the internet's reaction is due to the overhyping and how it was presented. That's all I'm saying. My opinion on it, I'm going to play it and I will check it out. But I'm not saying don't play it. I'm not Zarak. I'm not telling people. I'm not saying, yo, this is trash, garbage, don't play it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the way it was revealed is affecting the reception of it, and most likely could affect the longevity or success of this game. Because when it comes to these type of games, there needs to be organic growth. It needs to be discoverable. You can't come out there and saying the next big thing that will pull you away from other things. You can't do that. That's right. Apex was shadow dropped. I remember I was leaving my house. I was like, yeah, Apex Legends came out today. I'm like, who? What? From Titanfall? What? Yeah. So we don't know. But we have seen in the past when people come out and say this is the next big thing. Maybe they're paid mouthpieces or something like that. Those games typically don't work. Hell, look at the game, even the IP with the multiverses. They were paying Twitch streamers, had early access and hyping up the games and all this other stuff. They rebooted the game twice. It got killed twice because it was fake. It was not organic. And now that brings us to Bungie's game, Marathon. Glassdoor Game with the 5. He goes, seems like Bungie listened under Sony's watch. The environment looks much better. Booty OS would have just dropped the game the same day in Game Pass. So let's bring us to the Marathon. Oh man, pause that screen. Here we go. We're going to Marathon. I'm going to check it out. It's free to play. Like, who is not going to try it, dude? Who's not going to try it? I'll try it. But again, people are already calling this Concord 2, which, oh my God. And I'm saying the Game Awards here, I think, hurt it. That's what I think. I think the Game Awards and the reveal of where it was hurt it. I think it should have been done earlier, but the fact that it was there, a lot of people were just like, oh. So it got a lot of extra hate. And you can't have that when we saw this with Concord. You can't have people saying your game is DOA and that be the narrative of your multiplayer game, because you need the community to survive. Because if people don't play your game is dead. That's the problem with these multiplayer games. Am I doing free to play and playing the battle pass and investing? No, I'm not. I'll play the gameplay and check it out. That's it. Because who knows where this game is going to be? Who knows what this dev does? I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, that guy's right there. He goes,
"Hi, buddy."
He's running around. That's right. Yeah, you don't know. So that brings us to the next one, Marathon. So, vision of Marathon and new gameplay. So now finally, Bungie and Sony getting their shit together and have realized that, okay, now it's time for Marathon, when we thought this game would just win incognito, like it had the assets stolen, and we're just like, oh, what's going on Marathon? Hell, I want to know what's going on with Fair Games. What's up, Muhammad? How you doing? Fair Games, who even knows what that is? That's not named by his radar. So here's the message that came from Bungie. Since the alpha playtest in April, we've been iterating Marathon alongside a dedicated community of players. Every closed playtest was a chance to hear about candid feedback. Today, we're sharing a new look at Marathon. So finally, you get a new trailer to Marathon. Let's take a look. I have not seen it yet. So let's look at it together and see what has changed. I saw some screenshots. Let's see. Okay, I can just tell you from the first screen right now, that haze is gone. The haze is gone. That murky haze that was on everything. It seems to be brighter and much more grounded. That's all I'm just seeing from the first picture. So let's see what's going on. First off, captured on PC. Some camera angles adjusted for trail use. So, okay, let's go. Run the clip.
Players want more challenge. The whole point of an extraction shooter is that you're challenged to even survive in this world.
We heard loud and clear from the alpha, the world didn't feel dangerous. The world didn't feel lived in.
Tau Ceti 4 to us is this place that really doesn't want you there. And that sort of survival narrative really fits really well with the kind of world that we're creating.
The world needs to feel like there is something sinister underneath the surface, even when the colors are really bright.
You should not be here.
We want to marry the classic Bungie game feel, where you are blasting stuff in the face and it feels amazing, with the sort of high tension of the survival genre.
It looks a lot better.
If you want good loot, you have to go to places where you're taking risks, either risks from other players or risks from AI.
So we have all these tools now, Rook with Prox Chat and the way the game works and sort of how
Prox Chat.
I think all those things work together really well.
Oh my god, it looks a lot better.
We have another Rook. Come on, stop that. No. Sorry.
I'm already, what is that, 1.5 minutes in? Dude, I'm already impressed how it looks, dude. They took away that horrible milky look. Oh, it looks like even this part right here. I'll just show you right here. This part where he got him in the grass, like this part right here.
You are blasting
this part. Dude, this looks, yo, that looks pretty damn good. All right. You got me there. So I'm liking the look now. They got rid of that. Oh my god, that murky computerized haze. Oh, it looks horrible. I'm glad that it looks a lot better. What's up, Jackknife? Hit that like button, grinders. Let's see what else they got cooking.
The Marathon ship is essentially a ship that we sent out from Earth, an Earth that was overpopulated, to explore and colonize a star far away that we call Tau Ceti. In a lot of ways, it's like the tale of humanity trying to go out into the dark void of space, find a place to colonize, and failing terribly at it.
Everyone's gone, something catastrophic happened, and it's not just their absence that's important, it's the things that they left behind.
The modern race to Tau Ceti all started when a mysterious signal came through the galaxy.
The turmoil that sort of ensues gives rise to all these corporations that were invested in this Marathon project, now going, what happened? How do we recoup our investment?
And then layered on top of that is the greed and corruption of all of the different factions and corporations and revolutionary groups.
In our version of the world, we send people out, not just to discover what happened, but also to collect from the things that remain there, and those people are runners.
There's a runner here at Biocybernetic Mercenary who's traded their human body for a biosynthetic one.
You're not an unkillable god slayer. You are a mercenary, a disposable mercenary. You will live, you will die.
They are not people. You are the person. You go into that
It
shell
looks
and
good.
adopt the personality matrix that is specifically designed to help you do.
Yeah, it looks so much better than what they showed
By these
before.
factions to come to Tau Ceti to scavenge it for
And you know, I knew the gunplay was going to be on
you've left your
point.
mind
Like, it definitely looks Destiny, Halo,
light years
obviously.
so that you can have access to the ultimate payday.
With extraction shooters, it is all about survival. There are other people who want the same things.
And they got the proximity chat that, like, Awkwrazy has been banking on right now.
But there's quiet periods where you're listening for the anticipation of something. Could there be another crew in the distance? Did I just hear a gunshot? Did I hear AI just alert?
Mm-hmm. The sound gotta be on point, yeah.
And then there's the loud, bombastic action moments where the minute something is alerted, the minute you're in that fight, now it's go time. Players particularly pose a lot of danger to you. They can make a lot of decisions that you might find illogical and completely trick you into scenarios.
Oh my god, they changed this game around, dude. It looks so horrible. It looks so fake before.
So there's a few
Is the
different ways of
inventory
playing
system
the game. So
that
one
murky?
is
Oh my
you
god,
play
that
crew,
clean.
Both with your friends and also through crew fill, which will just match you with 2 other players. You can play solo, and you'll jump into a game with a bunch of other solo players.
In solo, I think the stakes are a bit higher, right? You have only yourself to rely on.
You still have prox chat, so you can call out to other solos, but you know, you are playing a tense alliance game where it's really up to them whether or not they decide to honor or respect the alliance you might have created.
It's all about figuring out what's your investment, what's your stake, when to get in, when to get out, and when to kill the other guy. Being good at Marathon is like playing poker with guns.
Now's the environment.
One of the things that you
Wow, look at that, dude.
is
Yo.
making sure the environments are selling the tone.
I gotta go
We
compare.
brought a little bit of groundedness, a little bit of grit, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of that mood that kind of is necessary for an extraction shooter to feel dangerous.
Our biggest goal has always been player immersion.
We're trying to keep everything as believable and realistic as possible.
So we cranked up all the material responses, feel accurate, feel realistic. You know, you'll get gloss, you'll get crud and mud. And no one of those things is all that sexy, but when you layer in just a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks clean, man. It does look punchy.
Things
Yeah.
apart. Water will pool. Layer in all these different things. The world becomes much more alive. It feels like a real place. And then when you're feeling like a real place and you feel in danger, now your run matters.
I look back at some of the alpha shots, and it's kind of hard to tell when it's sunny or when it's rainy. Weather feels like weather now. But like when it's sunny, you get this really nice like bleaching effect. It feels bright. It feels like warm when it's sunny now.
Looks better, yeah.
I feel like we're just celebrating that color so much more. I think it just contributes to the whole effect.
So we have dead bodies in the game now. We also have like decay on the runners themselves. Like you'll actually see them fall apart. We're actually dropping the body. The body stays there and the body slowly decays over time as you loot it.
So when you come into a room and you see a bunch
That's
of
pretty
bodies,
cool.
But you see one body is still pristine, you know that their killer is probably close and you are not safe. If everybody is just a messy goop, you're probably okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that the body stay there.
Audio is a huge gameplay component in Marathon.
That's
Every
pretty cool.
sound plays a function.
Yo, I gotta see where the hell.
Footsteps tell players everything. It is telling you what is the type of threat that's around you. Where are they at? Are they above you? Are they far away? Are they close by? So if I'm in bioresearch and I hear a particular material type, I know, hey, they're on the 2nd floor and they're in this room. Our hero is the world. So we're constantly trying to figure out where can music help reinforce what is the vibe and intent of this place.
There was the discussion about the interaction between score and sound design. And I wanted to create a score that wasn't just like full of instruments you've heard before. The job was how can I make what I'm seeing, this race to survival, even more nervous and even more terrifying and
Yeah,
even
like
more
look.
thrilling.
All right, so that's the music, the zones, and the
It
maps.
was really important to us that the UESC were not trivial to fight.
When you face them on Tau Ceti as a runner, you are the
Yeah, the body
outcome. You are
decomposing is cool.
They have a little bit of this.
As it gets looted.
You can see they have this floating locomotion. They get these sparks. They have these sigils over their faces. Sometimes their behavior feels almost like they're possessed a little bit. Like, are they taking?
Oh, so they got these
commands
robot
from a
things,
remote
these sentry
AI?
things.
The elite tier is sort of like this dark blue. The mini boss tier is more like a lilac. The boss tier is just going to be dipped in red.
They'll go right. I'm not too sold on them. They look okay. Look like boxes put together like Legos. Oh crap.
You're getting into marsh. You're starting to understand something bad happened here, and you're
So
seeing
that's map
signs of
1.
that
This is
in a
map
way
2.
That wasn't apparent on perimeter.
On Dire Marsh, we've got the anomaly, and it's this strange alien entity that has erupted up out of the ground.
You're really feeling signs that this is more of an epicenter of where things went wrong on this colony.
It's got a different style of gameplay. It's more like a central complex that is rich with overlapping areas and regions that you can find yourself kind of bleeding from one encounter to another.
It's a great map to go in when you just want some action, and you're gonna need somewhere to farm.
Each map has different weather systems. It has different dynamic events that can happen, and your approach to them is never going to be consistent.
One of the needs that the design team thought that we should have is more challenging PvE activities.
Each of our zones has these bigger events that don't happen every session, but when they do happen, you'll know they're happening.
They're pulling that stuff from Destiny's site.
Building these types of events into the world shake up your run and make you decide, like, what do you want to risk?
Yeah, do you want to do that? Yeah, do you want to do that, or you just want to get in and cash out?
Then you get to Outpost. An Outpost is a more functional, thriving UESC facility.
Well, how big the
Scan
maps are.
drones flying overhead. The UESC's everywhere. There's
How many are in the thing at
weather
once?
hazards. It's a lot of stuff you're up against. From
Let's see how many people are in
Outpost is
there.
a smaller map, but it's
Is it
also a lot
16?
more vertical. It's built around a specific building that we call the pinwheel.
This is just this meat grinder of a
It looks
structure
so
that's
much
like a
cleaner.
corkscrewed building that has nooks and crannies and hallways, and it just becomes a real, real cluster when you're in there fighting.
The floor is raised on Outpost, and nothing is free.
The thing is that you know that Bungie cooks, like, their gameplay and gunplay is top notch. That's the thing. Like, there's no concern with the gunplay, and I think I even said it when I first saw the game. Like,
extra risks.
you know, the gunplay is gonna be there. It's just like the environments, what's new, what is this gonna offer that's different. Dude, the atmosphere looks crazy. Yo, look at that.
Time with is the zone.
Definitely looks a lot better than what they initially what they shown.
That's the storytelling every player gets.
Every time you're on the planet, you can look
Look
up
how
and
clean
see
that
the
looks.
ship floating and looming in the skybox, reminding you of why this place even exists, but also reminding you that something up happened here, and you got to figure out what it was.
Marathon has a lot of loot in it. It's a huge pie. There's a ton of different implants at every rarity. There's a ton of different runner cores for each runner. There's over 400 weapon mods. Like, it's just an outlandish number of items to collect.
There's going to be a really interesting period of discoverability where players sort of figure out, what are the pieces that I have available to me? How do I get them? And how do I put them together into something that's awesome?
That's cool. That's how you build them.
You can go through and look at how many iconic weapons have come from Bungie. And it's something that we really want to
battle
hold up
rifle.
and make sure that we're matching that legacy.
Visually, they're all really, really distinct and clearly Marathon, but we wanted animation-wise a majority of them to feel recognizable. So when you put them in your hands, you knew how to use them.
Mods will basically allow you to increase certain stats on the guns, that battery SMG. The gold mod, full-blown, turns it into the knee lift.
The
sidearm is a gun that is effective in close quarters, but maybe not too much outside of that. But the gold mod on this gun puts a suppressor on it, and then when I kill something with this gun, I turn invisible.
Oh, damn.
And then that lends it to other build crafting if I want to sort of stack into how invisible can I be.
Even some weapon mods can improve stats and your runner shell's capabilities. So there's lots of different
This seems like somebody went over there and flipped over some tables. That's what this feels like. I feel like this is how they should have shown the game when it first come out. I think somebody went over there and gave them the ultimatum. This is the good quality. I'm going to flip over some tables. This seems like post Herman Holtz going over there. Dude, this is what that looks like. This looks like Herman went over there and did this. Herman's like, oh, Bungie.
To scavenge the ruins of the lost colony.
This is what Herman did. He goes after that shit. He goes temple titles.
So if you want to play like a frontline tank, if you want to play a rat character that wants to sneak around,
this is the Bungie VidDoc. This is what Bungie should do. This is what I'm talking about here. Herman Holtz went over there, like, you know, he saw Sue. He goes, oh! Oh!
The idea there is like have a broad spectrum that everyone can kind of find a little bit of a home to. And then
that's right, Shingazi. Yeah, like Shingazi says, like, you know, the PvP, dude, the shooting in this, when people meet up, is gonna be PvP, is gonna be Halo, it's gonna be gone, it's gonna be ready to go.
Destroyer, I pull out my riot barricade.
We know the gameplay is there. We know that Bungie does this stuff.
Into shield back to me.
And these can be used in
longevity. I don't know.
To shift the gameplay style.
But
your runner kit.
Dude, it's looking a lot better, dude. It got me. I'm excited now.
You don't want to risk anything.
This was on my forget list. And now this trailer right here, what they're showing, I like the gameplay. I like the
mode where we make it easy for you to just kind of drop into a match that's in progress.
Yeah, just jump into match in progress
and try to scavenge as much as possible.
If you are going in solo to a run that's already in progress, you don't have a team, you have a very limited loadout.
Thank God.
You're not risking anything. This lets you kind of get in, grab a little bit of loot, and then bail.
And get out. Yeah, dude, that's like a quick play.
A really powerful gun.
So you don't go in there and lose something.
It is unlocking some new space or new challenge that you've never done before.
That's like what Arcraze does, where you just go in there with a basic kit just to run around and get some stuff.
Faction agents are such a big vehicle for tone and narrative for the world.
Each faction has their own motivations, their own desires, the things they're going to.
Man, I remember that guy from friggin' Rock Band.
Traxxas, they're the most powerful corporation in human history. They have very
He's over there now.
arms and very deep pockets to kind of get what they want.
So they might ask you to go and find specific weapons or mods.
Congratulations, runner.
So those are the quests. Similar
If you're
to,
a
yeah.
PvP player, one of the factions is called Arachne. They're essentially a death cult. What that translates to is that they're asking you to go and kill other runners.
The sacred thermodynamics of violence.
Yeah, they're not shying away from that PvP.
They are going to give you grenades, they're going to give you claymores, they're going to let you blow the place up.
And they are irreverent and dangerous. They might ask you to upload this malware into a UESC dropship, and as it leaves, it explodes and careens off into the distance.
We have big plans. Explosive, visionary.
Each of our factions has an upgrade tree that you unlock progressively as you gain reputation with them.
And along the way, you're going to unlock these capstones that are these special upgrades. When you unlock that final capstone, you're gaining access to the best stuff in the market. You're getting gold items.
In addition, these faction upgrades can increase your runner's base stats, and those base stat upgrades are permanent for the rest of the season.
So then they reset it again. The color palette, you don't like it, Zarek? The color palette? Yeah, it's that like that neon. Yeah.
Denied. Access
Hey, it's
denied.
okay. It's just me.
You're not alone.
The Codex is a suite of achievements, collectibles, audio.
All right, we're
to
gonna
survive in this
collectibles.
game. And if you're not ready to take your best
What's the
stuff,
ship?
well, you're not going to survive. It's like a heist for a runner. Cryo Archive is big in and of itself, but it's also cold. It's also hostile.
It's going to test every aspect of the survival game. Probably going to be forced to run into players in ways you haven't been on other maps. You're going to run into basically every type of environmental threat you have faced before. You're going to fight a who's who of the highest tier UESC.
Oh, this is for the
and
sweats.
the UESC are
Sweat
there
mode.
in this presence you haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the seasons. Like, you know, it's like, okay, you got good stuff, and then they like kind of like that's what you got for the season, and then season over. Yeah, this sounds like a raid.
And that 7th vault is where you both are going to get the coolest thing, but also where you're going to learn the most about what happened to this place.
At some point in your journey in Cryo Archive, you might start
Yeah, this
wondering
does
if
sound like a
the
raid
UESC are there
part.
to keep you out, or if they're actually there to keep something else in.
Nice.
That's sweat mode.
I think the thing that I'm most excited about for Marathon is getting into the hands of our players.
The biggest thing I want people to take away from Marathon is
And they
it
need
still
like the
feels
beta.
amazing.
So they
It
didn't
still
announce that
feels
yet, like an
it has
open beta.
That spark.
It
They're probably gonna
takes
need
all the
something like
aspects
that.
I think Bungie is really good at. First-person feel and gunplay. It's a super deep,
Wish I had
crazy
vehicles in it
sci-fi
though.
lore.
I wish my
Mixes up
vehicles were
all
there.
those things together in a really amazing PvP package.
Really comes down to every single discipline that's working on the game. The animation has to be good. The sound has to be good. Everything has
There's
to
an
be
open beta coming. Yeah, this is all the sales pitch, but this is like how it was shown. I remember the gameplay reveal. Like, this is the way. Yep, see, from the creators of Halo and Destiny, huh? Yeah, this is how it was initially shown. Yeah, it didn't. It had that. Oh, that. Oh, yo, look at those trees. Look at that grass. Oh man, that looked rough. Yes, Herman Holtz went over there and flipped over some tables. Yeah, it looks so. It looks much sharper now. Like they got that. I said the haze, that haze and lighting and stuff is so much better. But yeah, they definitely man. And when was this? This was like 8 months ago. Jam. This was 8 months ago.
But the dream is not over.
Oh, they cleaned this thing up in 8 months. See, look at that haze. Like, oh man, like it. Look at that. Definitely. Wait a second. We gotta do Grind's Foundry here. Grind's Foundry, and then we come there, and then we get them over here. Whoa, damn, where are we going? No, high God. Let's go over here. We gotta do Grind's Foundry here. Like you're looking. Let's get that grass area. Like they cleaned it up, man.
Risks from AI.
So we have all these tools now, Rook with Prox Chat, and the way the game works and sort of how tense it is. I think all those things work together really well.
Look. See that the grass area. Definitely got my attention now.
Blasting with the sort of survival narrative.
Is it the
fits
lighting?
well with the kind of the world that we're creating.
The world needs to feel like there is something sinister underneath the surface, even when the colors are really
6 months, dude. Somebody lit a fire under their ass. That's right.
We want to marry the classic Bungie game feel, where you are blasting.
Like, yo. Is that time of day or something like that? Like, dude, that is like 2 different games. Like, that is like 2 different games right here. That's not lighting. Yo, that's crazy. Somebody went over. I told you, Herman went over there and he goes, I talked about my tentpole title. I have 3 buttons undone. Now, I'm going to tell you how to fix this game. We bought you. It's quality. Dude, Herman went over there from AA to AAA. Yo. Like, look at the difference. It's crazy. You can just go through this. Look, just go through. Have them run next to each other. It's like, it does look like 2 different. It's crazy. 8 months. Like, you would think that this thing on the left is like from like 2 years ago. You would think that it is like from 2 years ago. I can't believe it's 8 months ago. Look at, dude, look at that effect. Look at this. Look at this. That, and then compared to when they did it to somebody in here. It was crazy when they like did that execution thing. Was it over here? Was it over here? Definitely improved. So it's very interesting. I like what they're doing. And you know that gunplay there, I like the leveling up. You know, definitely going to play it. And it's $40 coming out in March. So there's the one thing, though. Everybody's like, the $40. Hey, that's the way it rolls. So, like, you know, this is not free to play. This is, if you want free to play, you can play High Guard. You can play High Guard if you want that one. But yeah, look at this, dude. Just like the lighting and stuff is, yeah. See, look at that difference. That was what I was trying to get. Look, I found it. Right, it's right here. Look at the difference here. Like this one, they disintegrate. Here, they stay and they decompose. This is what they were first doing. They were disintegrating. Now they stay and decomposing and be looted. But see what they were doing before? They would just turn to pixels. So yeah, definitely that whole, like, a map gets all messy, people are looting dead bodies, and the bodies disintegrate and turn to pools as people continue to loot them. But yeah, like, look, it was just this, it was a lot more, like, yeah, the effects and stuff, dude. Even the indoor environments. You're seeing the difference here. Yeah, so somebody went over there and fixed it. I'm down for $40 on it. I'm down for $40. I like the upgrading of the guns. You know, I think this vid doc is exactly what the Sony needed to go cook. So yeah. So it came out 40 John Cena, there he is. He's John Cena's happy. John Cena's happy. He's happy. He knows it's time. He knows that's how the devs went in there. They're like, okay, it's time, Sony. Herman Holtz went over there and did that to Bungie. Herman Holtz went over there. He went over there to Bungie after he saw that 8-month update. He goes, we need this to come out in the financial quarter. And then he put him in a headlock like this, and Bungie's like, you know what to do. Herman Holtz went over there and did that to Bungie. They're like, oh, man. Bungie's like, all right, we know, Herman. We know what we got to do. We know what we got to do, Herman. Oh, man, we know. So they got, look at PlayStation hyping it up. There we go, as they should. Oh, it was Bahama. Yes. Marathon Video dives into new features ahead of March 2026. Now, a little bit of grindhouse criticism here. No date. It says March 2026, but we don't know when. The time, that's right. They said the time is now. One last time. The last time is now. That's what Herman went over there. He said the last time is now. That's right. Herman's like, you can't see me, but you're going to see me now because we're going to get this done. Before you couldn't see me and I trusted you. Now the time is now. Last time. Yo, proximity chat, solo scavenger experience, which I think is great for people that don't want to do that. And then visual updates, obviously, and much more. So definitely, I definitely think they did a lot better. These are this new look at the gameplay here. Yo, it looks a lot cleaner, man. Like, look at the lighting and stuff. I just showed you that murky other stuff. Like, man, the assets, it definitely has a really cool, interesting look to it. Now it seems to be much more cleaner than whatever hell that murky, whatever the hell that stuff was on there. Like that murkiness. Like now the lighting, everything looks like it pops. Is it March? No, it's March. Is it March 26th or March 2026? I thought it was March 2026. I don't think they have a date yet. Let's see. See? Marathon releases March 2026, targeting a price. Oh, we'll announce additional regional prices as we get closer. Purchasing Marathon give you full access to the game, including the roadmap of free gameplay updates. This will include new maps, new runner shells, events, more in Season 1. So you get everything included there. We also want to ensure logging in you love the game, fear missing out. So Marathon's reward passes will not expire, and you'll be able to purchase and unlock prior passes. So you could buy a prior passes. Hey, for the people that like that passes life, I don't like it, but it is what it is. We believe in preserving competitive integrity, so survival will never come down to how much money you spend. We'll share more about our plans for seasonal content, a roadmap, and details of when you'll be able to try the game as we get closer to launch. So, yeah, so there's nothing yet on the specific date, but it's March. And listen, March we know is the end of the fiscal quarter for them, so I think like everybody kind of drops their games in March to kind of grab that last quarter. And they did say that Marathon was coming out by the fiscal year, their fiscal year end, which is March 26th at the end. March is March. So it'll come down. Probably March 31st will come out. You know, like the last day of March. But it's slated for March. I like what I've seen. So there you go. They got me back on here. Grindhouse, I'm down for paying $40 for this. A Bungie first person shooting gameplay, I'm in. I just liked and I liked what they've done with the environment. I like the looks of it. It looked a little too Robloxy, a little too computerized, murky. Had this cream fizz haze on it. Oh, it looked horrible and it looked dull. Now it looks like it pops. It looks visceral. It looks a lot better. Now, let's see what they can do with the guns. And they say not about money, so we'll see how it goes, dude. But I gotta say that VidDoc did do its job, and I'm kind of like excited for it. It would be good to get a first-person shooter, you know, in here. Like Arc Raiders is what it is. It's third person. You know, a lot of these third-person games, getting a first-person type game like of this from Bungie, who does that stuff, I think it looks good. So far, and I think they're listening, and they're really honed in on what people want. So, but some of the I agree, Zarak. Like, you know, some of those robot people on the ground and stuff, a little like they look like they're put together with Legos. Some of them. So we'll see. But hey, man, they got so is that so wait so when did they move Soros to? So Soros is April right now, so they let Marathon have March so that Soros keeps April. Soros is April 30th. It was March. So they probably pushed out Soros to April so Marathon could have March. I'm wondering if that's what their plan was. But it's very interesting that Soros got pushed out to April when it was supposed to be the end of March. And now Marathon is now announced for March. So they got Marathon March, Soros April. Sneakiest delay. That's right, Kyle. That was a incognito. Yeah, that was a wild delay there. But man, it just shows, you know, Herman Holtz goes over there and does this. You know what I mean? You know, Herman Holtz goes over there and does this. And then you got Matt Booty going over there with Phil, and they go like this. So guys, it's fine. Ship it. We're okay. You know, this is what happens when Xbox heads over to the studios and it looks like ass. They go like this. They play shit flute. They go over there and they do the flute. This is what when Phil goes over there. He goes, oh, everything looks good. Ship it. Ship it.
Would you ship that? What you just played?
There you go. That's what happens when Phil and they see trash. But Herman goes over there and he's like this. He goes, what? He goes, what? What do I need to do? He went over there and flipped over some tables. And he's like, the quality flute. That's right. That's the tale of two studios. That's what happens. Two managers. One cares about games. The other one says, ship it. We'll fix it later. We'll fix it later. Then we'll talk about Call of Duty. What a disaster that's been. My goodness. Talking about disasters. You want to hear disasters? Grinders. Satya not happy. Satya not happy. We got a new article. Man, his days are numbered. That's all I gotta say. His days are numbered. He's fighting for his life now. Every article. Yo. Hit that like button, grinders. We cooking tonight. Bootleg, fighting for his life, man. Windows Central, I think after they were called Windows Phone Central, now they're called Windows Central. I think by the end of next year, they're just going to be called Central. They're going to be called Central.com because they are losing every which way. They're going to be called just Central. They're going to call the Big C. That's what they're going to be called. The Big C. They got the home of the 3 C's. They're going to be called the Big C because that's what they're going to be. Put in the C's, the 3 C's. That's all they're going to be anymore. I don't even know. Bootleg fighting for his life now. He's not even writing about games anymore. He's saying Microsoft shares. This is their resident bootleg jizz, Xbox extraordinaire, extremist, gaming fan, writing a whole ass article on Microsoft shares as Google leapfrogs. Like, excuse me, I gotta click on bootleg for a second. Bootleg is, he loves Windows Phone. Bootleg is their gaming guru. He worked on the Series S to an unannounced feat. Jez is a wealth of expertise in Microsoft's platform, an active user of Windows 11 and Surface devices, and Xbox consoles and cloud gaming. Oh my goodness. Man, oh man. The Xbox guy now is writing about Microsoft stocks. He's like, you know what? I did enough bootleg shit for gaming. Let me get into the bootleg business. Bootleg business. That's what he said. But grinders, I don't have to be. We don't have to be. We don't have to be insiders to know that this was gonna happen. We don't have to be insiders. Microsoft shit. All that games is not the bootleg gaming guru. That's his title. Microsoft shares slide 5% in just 2 weeks as market Google leapfrogs them to a third place market cap. Now, he's blaming it on the AI bubble. Well, dude, the bubble didn't pop yet. This is just Microsoft popping. Yet again, let's blame the world for Microsoft's problems. Like, no, dude, Microsoft is popping. And you want to know why Microsoft's popping? Because of the chart that I showed you last week, where the growth of Gemini, the hell's this thing? The growth of Gemini, these friggin' ads on Bootleg's website. The problem is that Alphabet and Google, the growth anticipation on Gemini, Google's AI, is overcoming Copilot. That's why. The growth anticipated for Google is more than Microsoft, and Copilot is on everything. They can't get, and it says here, Oracle impacting Microsoft shares, AI fantasy is about to dry up. This is the beginning. Microsoft share prices slid around 7%, although it's still up 5% year over year. Satya has been in a reignition of Microsoft's stock market performance. Remember, no investor does not care about my Xbox. No investors do not care about Xbox at the Game Awards. Not to mention the 170 billion of lost market capitalization, likely worth more than all of Xbox itself. Microsoft share prices slid due to the AI. OpenAI is huge. AI is driving stock prices. Microsoft isn't really an innovator in the AI space. It's relying on OpenAI models to deliver its products. There you go. There's the problem. And OpenAI is taking Microsoft's money and running to town with beating Microsoft. Man, do you remember that quote from PHILNESS? Which, by the way, Grinders, I got a surprise for everybody here. You can hit that like button. We're going to go back. When we talk Call of Duty, we got some quotes about the business. Oh, man, we got some under oath quotes about the business where Sony's using their money, their power against us. Yeah, OpenAI is doing the same thing to them, just in AI. But the reason why I bring this up, and you know, not to type on this bootleg trying to blame it on the industry type thing, but this is the thing. Microsoft's reducing its sales targets for AI software, cutting 50% in some areas due to slower than expected uptake by potential buyers. This suggests that Microsoft may have overestimated the immediate market demand for its new AI tools. Microsoft scales back Copilot AI tools. So this has been running around the internet today. They also are putting Copilot on LG TVs, and it cannot be removed. After Windows 11, Office 365, Copilot is now being automatically installed on LG TVs, and this allows users to find and organize complex information using context Google clues. More recently, LG branded its Remote AI Remote and Microsoft Copilot at the same time. Dude, they're adding it to TV. It's also coming to Samsung TVs, and it cannot be uninstalled. Good job on them. Typical Microsoft. Let's just shove it down their throat, make them hate us, and then let them not choose us, because that's exactly what they're doing. So this person here is a Marcus person. So I was looking at this. He says Microsoft cut the sales of its agency AI software up to 50% and struggling to find buyers. And this is where I bring this here, because just think about Xbox, Game Pass, cloud gaming, all the stuff that Microsoft tried to shove down us gamers' throats. And it just gave us bad taste in the mouth that we don't even want to see it or even use it. And now look at the position where they are with Xbox. They shoved this stuff so far down people's faces without giving people a reason to want to use it. Play where you want. What games? The games, here's the Redfall and these games, and some games that are a little quirky, we'll fix them as we go. It's like, dude, no. You're not giving me a reason to know why I want to use this. So just use that in your mind as you're looking for this stuff, because Microsoft was selling a bag of chips. They're like, oh man, we're going to be huge in this, and look at all the money we're spending. Look at us. I'm spending all this money on Activision. Look at us. We're serious about AI. We're serious about gaming. Look at us spending money. Look at us. Spend, invest. Look at how powerful, and we believe this, so you give us money and we'll get back to you. Well, know what we're seeing? We're seeing in an AI right now what has happened already to Xbox. All this growth and all this, put this everywhere and all this. Look at all incredible growth. All right, you grew. Where the money? Huh? And that's where they are with AI. See, they already got that realization right now with Xbox. That's why they're begging PlayStation to take their games, because they were talking about growth. Just like when they laid off 90,000 people, they're like, Xbox is the highest and most consoles it's ever been. And that's Microsoft slapping their shit, their tramp stamp on everything to give these artificial numbers that they're growing. Oh, we have the most people using our product. Most people, those devices, we got 10% growth, because they're just turning other people's shit and they're claiming it as theirs. So when the investors hear all this, they go, wow, we grew 50% because Microsoft turned iPads and now they call them Xboxes. Well, we grew 50% in AI. Yeah, because we just slapped the app on everybody's LG TV. Oh, yeah, well, we grew. We got a whole bunch of people now. We got 10% growth. 30% growth because we just slapped Copilot. And now what happens? All right, that bought you some time. Now they go, okay, well, you grew 30%. So let's see those numbers now. Let's see those numbers, Microsoft. Let's see you grew. You grew all this Copilot. You grew all these Game Pass subscribers. You grew all these users in cloud. All right, let's see those numbers. Let's see them. Oh, we're down. They're not using us. They haven't selected us. We need to do better. We're learning. But we got more. We're going to put this on other devices and then be better. More people chumming the water. Chumming. All they are chum. They're not investing in their own stuff. They are chum. They're just throwing guts, fish ass, fish tits, fish balls, and throwing it in the water and saying, dude, we threw all this trash in the water. Maybe something will bite. Hopefully, throw some more fish ass out there. Some fish balls. Throw the fish balls out there. Maybe we'll throw them in the ocean. Chum it all up. Something's got to come. We got to do something. They've been chumming. But they're not getting fish. They're not getting product. Nobody's choosing them. Nobody wants fish ass and fish tits and fish balls. People want quality bait. The fish want to bite. They want the good stuff. You got the PlayStation boat dropping off goddamn. They got the friggin'. They're using high quality bait over there. They're catching goddamn marlins. Xbox is sitting there with Phil Spencer and the tugboat throwing out some chum, fish ass, and he's getting ass back. Even Captain Booty is out there shitting up the place. And that's not working either. Captain Booty out there blowing out his foghorn. Yo, chumming the waters. That's right. Josh says Herman's using a fishing spear. He's like, hold on, from his yacht. Goddamn Herman got a friggin' harpoon. He's like, I don't need the harpoon gun. Watch this. Goddamn, he's catching goddamn great white sharks with a harpoon. He's just throwing out there. Phil Spencer out there with a plastic bag of goddamn fish ass, and he's throwing it in the waters. And he's like, well, they're not buying this. The fish are not choosing us. I bought this bag of chum. Stutter and salty, you can't get the fish. Captain Booty, shitting up the place. A tugboat sinking. And Herman's like, watch me catch this great white shark. Phew! A harpoon of quality. A steel harpoon. With the fins on the back to catch the waves. And just go to get the great white shark, and I'm going to eat it. Because this is the Herman yacht and quality. Give me my best gold-plated harpoon. Equality. Phew. Herman got a bag of fish ass. Thrown in the waters. It's the ocean. We got to get some. Glassdoor Gamer with the 5. He goes, Microsoft chases bubbles. Gaming was a COVID bubble. Now all Xbox got is an odd fan who puts up with their advertisements and a family smart fridge. Exactly. They throw this shit everywhere, dude. They're chumming. Yes, War One, I just showed it. I just had it right here. We're talking about how they're chumming the waters. And now their AI chum is hitting up. So now what's happening is that just remember, this all happened to Xbox. That's why I'm bringing it up. Compared to ChatGPT and Google's Gemini, Copilot is falling behind. I showed that last week when I was showing the chart and how Copilot's like 14% and then 64% is like ChatGPT. Tests from earlier found this year AI agents fail to complete tasks up to 70% of the time. ChatGPT commands over 61% of the market. Google's Gemini is at 13% with 12% growth last quarter. And Microsoft Copilot holds 14%. Holds. Google's at 13%. It's one behind Microsoft, 1% with a 12% growth. And now Satya shaking in his boots and he's pulling back. And then here you go. Microsoft cutting sales targets by 50% for AI software tells me nobody wants what they're selling. Sounds familiar? Xbox, yeah. When AI agents fail 70% of the time completing tasks, I can see why companies aren't buying. Microsoft was an early investor in OpenAI and had first mover advantage, but they squandered it. ChatGPT now has 61% of the market, while Copilot got 14%, and it's losing ground to Google's Gemini, which just grew 12% in a quarter. I don't know a single person who actively uses Copilot. Microsoft spent billions integrating AI in Windows, Office, Azure, and betting users would adapt it at scale. xCloud, anybody? xCloud? Game Pass, anybody? Anything? Game Pass, xCloud, Xbox Experience. Sounds like the Satya strategy sucks. Yeah, because it worked with Office. This stupid ass Satya is taking everything he did with Office and turning it into Office 365 and thinking he could do this with every goddamn customer and aspect of Microsoft. He's a one-trick Satya stutter and pony. That's what he is. He thinks like, oh, if I just put Office on everything, everybody would subscribe. So let's do that with gaming. Let's do that with AI Copilot. Let's do that with everything. And what did I say about organic growth? You need to let the user define the value of it. So just to finish this, and I'm going to give you an example. Because Microsoft products aren't useful enough. I think the defensive response from Microsoft saying aggregate sales quotas have not been lowered, because remember they screamed that, while individual targets got slashed. See, so they said our sales quotas have not been lowered, but their targets are slashed by 50%. The reality I see is buyers aren't interested. Adoption is terrible, and Microsoft's massive AI investment isn't generating the returns they promised. Oh, man, just put Xbox in there and we sound the same. They raised forecasts, spent records amount of infrastructure, $80 billion for Activision. Anybody? Anybody? Dude, we're seeing the same effects. Anybody? Groban. Grab your they spent billions on infrastructure. Xbox, take your seat. But the products aren't selling. And we will always be beat. Gonna spend more cash, make $80 billion infrastructure. Yeah. Nobody wants it. We need $80 billion. Gotta make a splash. To be relevant, we'll go all out, no holding back. Led by PHILNESS and Booty, we'll bring the games everywhere. No more sucking, it's time to show we care. That's a fundamental problem when your whole strategy depends on enterprise customers paying for Copilot subscriptions that they are not buying. So there you go. Copilot not monetizing. That's it. They can't get money. They slapped it on everything and nobody wants to use it. Man, where have we seen that before? And this is the same thing they did with gaming. And this is their bread and butter, dude. Now that AI is shitting the bed. Now that Satya now and AI are not making promises and their stock is affected. Yeah. All those good bets and the free, oh, give us the money. We're going to spend it. We're investing. We're investing. And there's too much AI. And guess what, Josh? There's too much competition. There's too much competition. And now Microsoft is just slapping Copilot on everything. And the problem is exactly what they said, is that they did not make anything of their own. They just invested in OpenAI and having OpenAI power their stuff. So it's like, why would we even use you? Let's just use OpenAI and just use the OG. Why are we going to use this repackaged Copilot trash when we could use the OG? And Microsoft invested in them to use them because Microsoft couldn't create shit. And that's been always the problem with Microsoft, Xbox, Game Pass. It's the sell me the pen routine, Grinders. It's the sell me the pen. I was watching how Steve Jobs made his product because he made his product. He presented a problem, and his product was the solution to that problem. Microsoft does not do that. They just chum and hope that the whales will buy on, or you will just be Trojan horsed into using this shit. We're just going to throw it on everything. Xbox full screen experience. Throw it on anything that's a PC that's breathing. Somebody's got to use it just out of the fact, though, that it's on trillions of devices. Somebody's got to use it. Game Pass is on an iPad. Somebody should be using it there. And it's like, who wants to play Game Pass on an iPad? Nobody asked that one. Who wants to play Gears of War on a 5-inch phone over the internet at McDonald's with a strap on to their phone? Who? I don't know. It was a thing for something that nobody asked for. Because you didn't give the what. You didn't give the content that says, hey, I have a problem. There's a great game here in Ghost of Yotei, and I can only play it here when I'm at my TV, but I would love to continue my story when I'm away because I love this game so much. I wish there was a device that would solve my problem to play this great game that they built that runs incredible on this piece of hardware, and I could play it on the go. Well, wish there was a tool that would solve the problem because I want to play these great games from their library, the curated games of exclusivity and feature sets. Where can I do this on the go? Well, I have a solution for you. It's called the Portal. You can play it on the go. It's a solution to a problem. But Microsoft does the opposite. And it's basically sell me this pen. You know that classic sales pitch. Here's the pen. Sell it to me. Phil Spencer and Satya will be, well, it's a nice pen. It's blue. It writes smooth. It's a great pen. It goes in your pocket like this. It's a wonderful pen. You would like the pen? I could get you a bunch of pens and you could buy the pen. No, I don't. No, it doesn't sound good to me. I don't need it, dude. I don't need a pen. I'm fine. Whereas the smart business person, the Apple, the PlayStation, the Nintendo, the way they sell the pen is they go like this. We have this conversation right here. If you sign this paper right here, I'll give you $100. I'll give you $200 if you sign this paper right here. Since we have this conversation, fill out this survey right here and sign right there, and I'll give you $100. Oh, you need a pen? Oh, you need a pen? Here you go. $100 for the pen. Now, they created a solution to your problem. You want the money. You want the award. You want to fill out that survey. Well, you don't have a pen. I gave you the piece of paper. Just sign it. Now my pen has value. Now I could charge you for this pen because you need it for something. If I just pull the pen out of my pocket, start doing a Satya and a Phil going, oh, the pen's red. You'd be like, okay, put the pen away, man. But I give you a survey, say, fill this out, and if you fill this out, I'll give you a $100 gift card. Sign right there. Oh, shit, now you're looking for a pen. Now you're looking for a pencil. I gave you a piece of paper. I just create a situation when you need this. Now, my pen has demand. Now I could control the price. How bad do you want this pen? Supply and just demand. And that's how these other companies exactly create a problem and sell the solution war on it. That's exactly what everybody else is doing. They're great content, and people want to take their content. Steam, I have a huge Steam library. It would be great to take this with me. That sounds like a problem. Well, let me give you a solution. Here's the Steam Deck. boom, it sells. Not like we want everyone on cloud to use and stream on games from everywhere. You can play it here, you can do it here, you can do it there, you can do it over there, you can do it over there. Meanwhile, the Xbox console guys, what game we're getting next, Phil? Oh, I'm excited about what I didn't announce. Thank you, Mirko. But yeah, I'm excited about the. How's the games coming, Phil? Perfect, Doc. We just showed it. It's over. It's going well. But anyway, did I tell you can now play cloud on your LG TV? Sarah Bond talking about the new Xbox Magnus. How the studios coming? Oh, we shut a few down. We're not making sequels. Rare's back to making Honey and making CFDs updates. So the games, the things we want as gamers, as Xbox fans, you put that under the... Oh, no. We don't talk about that. Let's not talk about that. But let me tell you about a new hardware with AMD. Like, what? Who cares? What about my library of games? Don't worry about that. Let me tell you about the Xbox Full Screen Experience on our ROG Ally X.
Seen the next Xbox hardware release. Our Xbox Ally in.
Oh, let me tell you about it. What am I playing? Your games. And that's why they always lose. Because they are not creating the things that people want, because they're not consumer facing. They're looking for enterprise to kind of just by brute forcing it. They're brute forcing and thinking that with their money and their size, that they could just force the consumer, the enterprise, into just using their shit because they're so massive and they're just going to slap it on everything. Well, we've seen time and time again, Windows Phone, no devs want to come. We've seen it with Xbox. We've seen it with Game Pass. We've seen it with xCloud. We've seen it with Kinect. The games are coming. And now AI was the next big thing that this dope banked everything else on. And what do you think this is going to do to gaming? What are you going to think this is going to do? You think this makes gaming stronger and more important? You think this makes... And now what we're going to talk about with Call of Duty. But talking about the business one of the things that came out there, one of the things that came out is there was a big shakeup over at Microsoft Grinders. We're just going to skip Call of Duty. We'll come right back to Call of Duty. But Grinders, now you got something cooking here. Xbox management. Tell me how great this is for gaming right here. The CFO, Tim Stewart, the dude that's the business guy, Phil Spencer's business partner, right there, the money guy, Amy and the Hood's money guy. He now is the chief operating officer of ZeniMax. ZeniMax. He owns Todd Howard's ass. Dude, Todd Howard is shaving his fro right now. Todd Howard is like, I quit Uber. He got the chief financial officer, now becoming the operating officer of ZeniMax Gaming. In what world does that make... What world is that fun? And then Xavier Polonowski is the CFO of Microsoft Gaming with 12 years at Microsoft and 2 in gaming finances. Sounds like a real strong crew right there. Listen, we had Tim Dog on this show. He said it was coming. It's here. January, it's coming. Satya already AI bubble, not good. They put the CFO to operating ZeniMax. That means your Elder Scrolls is going to be Elder Budget. That's what that is going to be. It is going to be Budget Scrolls. He's going to be like, oh, you know what? Take out those trees. That mountain in the distance, you could go to it. No, not this time. Not this time, Todd. Oh, you see that mountain in the distance? You could touch it. Nah, we're scoping this. Budgets. Make that a 2D mountain. Elder budget. That's what he said, man. That's Todd Howard's like, oh, man, we're going to make all these bushes and trees. Oh, shit. Scrap it all. I want deserts. Oh shit, Elder Scrolls Deserts. That's right. We're not animating any trees and wind. Budgets, bitch. Starfield, dude. He's coming over there. Starfield. The next announcement is Starfield going to PlayStation, man. This guy not messing around. He's missed the money. And then the CFO of gaming at Microsoft. He has 12 years with Microsoft and 2 years in gaming. Oh, man, I hope it wasn't this last 2 years. Oh, shit, man. I hope he wasn't in gaming finances this Oh, shit.
As they are getting washed in console.
Oh, shit. Not like this, grinders. This is the end of days. Xbox Endgame.
They suck again.
Oh, man.
Another one.
This is not good news.
They suck again.
Shaggy flipping out right now. He's glad he brought his PlayStation.
They suck again.
Man, oh man. Easy Tone with the 5. He goes, Jez, did you see a talk about the Game Pass ad during the TGAs? It was at 125 on the official stream of the Game Awards after Spotify. I saw something like it. I did skim over it, but it was like a long, lengthy thing. You're like, what the hell is this? It was all people and walking around. It was a weird Game Pass thing, dude. I did see it. I did see it. I went back and see it, man. It was like one of those trippy, they thought they were being cool dads kind of Game Pass ad. Well, how much they spent on that thing, it's ridiculous. But dude, this is bad news. I wouldn't be surprised if next year we see a bunch of ZeniMax people go. I just hate to say that shit, but I'm telling you, like I think all that it's ZeniMax. It's not Bethesda. It's ZeniMax. And I don't know where Booty Cheeks falls into this whole thing. Like, I guess Booty Cheeks reports now to where's Phil in all this thing? He's they must have realized that Booty was covering Activision, ZeniMax, and his own studios. Like Booty wasn't capable of doing this. But what was Booty Cheeks? What was Matt Booty job at ZeniMax? What was he? He just oversaw their studios? He's the president of game content and studios, overseeing Xbox Game Studios, Activision Blizzard, and ZeniMax Media since 2023, reporting to the CEO, PHILNESS Spencer. Man, oh man. So now does that mean that Tim Stewart now report to Phil? Let's see what Mr. Warren has to say. He'll come down here. Tom Warren says, is now the gaming CEO. Let's see. Oh, is this just a post? Hold on. Let me get to the link here. But this thing is like... No, I want the article. ZeniMax hit that 30%, dude. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it is definitely going to be money first. Money first. Quarter 2026 and get ugly, especially what I just said with the AI. Tim reports to Booty. Oh, man. Booty gonna, Booty's cheeks is clenched. Yeah, man, it's done. It's cooked. And then the CFO, 12 years of Microsoft, they're moving things around. And when you hear financing, he was the chief financial officer, and now he's over just seeing ZeniMax. Listen, dude, this is how they're gonna let people go and get people on Copilot. That's exactly what they're doing. They're gonna be like, you're not hitting your marks. And I forget what I was listening to. I don't know if it was Laura Fryer or something like that, where they're going to use this 30% or this whole margin and stuff to be like, well, we're going to cancel that project. I don't know who's in charge of games, dude. Dented. I don't know who. I don't know who is in charge of games, dude. They seem to I can't imagine with all this moving around that these developing studios are comfortable with this stuff. You know, that's a big one. Tim Stewart, the guy who's like, you know, talking about Microsoft putting their games everywhere and all that other stuff, and the money guy, him now doing this, dude, it is not good. And then now the CFO of gaming is a guy that had 2 years of gaming finance, but 12 years at Microsoft. So, and then when you see what Satya is struggling with AI, this is just a recipe for disaster. I think this is going to be the last hurrah year where they'll do a remake of Halo, which PlayStation's advertising. They'll have Gears E-Day if that comes out. They just said 2026. Hopefully it does come out with Gears E-Day. And then Fable, who the hell knows? Probably Forza Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 6. And, you know, it sounds like it's, and when you hear that stuff, it sounds like, dude, those are the games that, I don't know where Clockwork is coming out sometime. Maybe. I don't know. But that takes us right into the next thing where, dude, Black Ops is at $35 off now. $35, Black Ops 7, dude. And then on top of that, now there's rumors going around. John Cena happy about that one. There's rumors going around right now from Ghost of Hope, which I have his post, that the multiplayer of 2026 Call of Duty is expected to be Modern Warfare 4. So we'll go Modern Warfare Black Ops. There's nothing in between. Modern Warfare 4, and it's a copy of Modern Warfare 2, except no perk charging systems. Weapons have the same amount of visual recoil too. So, they are gonna do Modern Warfare 4 with this. So this is the leak here. There's a ton of visual recoil on weapons. Modern Warfare 4 is just like Modern Warfare 2. Like I said in my last few, pretty much Modern Warfare 4 in its current state. So this is the guy, Ghost of Hope, who has leaked all the stuff of Call of Duty. Well, right before the show, Grinders, and Nikki Glazier is in there. I thought they weren't doing this. I thought they weren't putting like weird ass skins in the game. I guess they're back to doing that. Their promise is off now. Okay. One of the things that I think is pretty weird this time around, and this came out right before the show, is this. So Ghost of Hope, who leaks all the Call of Duty stuff, listen to this and tell me if desperation is not in Microsoft's and Activision's cards right now, and how bad Black Ops 7 must be relative to everything else. Hit that like button, Grinders. Just gonna address this cause because some like the perfect timing it seems like the perfect timing to do so. I have been leaking Call of Duty for years, and anybody who has followed me in a long time knows that. I have leaked a ton of things about Vanguard, Warfare 1, Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 6, 7, before anybody else has. Have I gotten some things wrong in the past? Sure, no doubt about it. I will own that. But the idea that I make shit up, or that is what I do this with hate in my heart, like some people in the replies like to imply, is not true at all. The fact that $1 billion studio has gone out of its way to generally deny, generally, I don't know if that means, deny two of the most recent links. They have never done it before, nor others, is frankly very weird and should raise some red flags about why they do such a thing when they never did it before. $1 billion studio is going after a leaker who has been leaking Call of Duty all these years. What's different this time around? What's different this time around? What happened? What's going on? Who owns them? What's going on with them? We just said it. What happened? Yeah. The money not hitting. Now everything is a risk. Now everything is going to hurt that. He's saying they're very generically. Okay, generically. Thank you. I don't know why you put the asterisk there. Way to do it generically, deny two of the most recent links when they never did it before, of all these years, going back all those years you've done it. I have largely kept the same sources for years, and my Modern Warfare 2 leak, Modern Warfare 4, is no different than that. I would never sink my reputation with Call of Duty leaking that I built over the years on faulty, unverified image. So they're attacking him on it. And then what they're doing is they're making the internet now go after him. There's a fraud. So, yeah, and I think so, Josh, too. I think this is one of the first Call of Duties that are fully under the Microsoft banner. But I think Call of Duty is a very sensitive topic right now. I think they were expected to hit a certain amount. They came out and apologized after all these years. Have you ever? So he's saying this, right? Ghost of Hope, who has leaked Call of Duty. He's leaked all the Call of Duty stuff. So he has said this. So they have came out and denied his two claims. Like they've never did a $1 billion company coming out and calling, now this is fake news and all this other stuff. On top of that, the same company came out and did this. When has Activision ever? Dude, they didn't even do this after Ghost. First off, thank you for the feedback we received over the last few months. Call of Duty is a long-standing success because of all of you, blah, blah, blah. With respect to Black Ops 7, we set our sights to deliver a spiritual success of the Black Ops 2. And the studios have poured their passion into making a great game. This is after the game is released. The game has come out over a month ago. This is after. But it's one thing for us to say it. It's more importantly, and it's up to you to try it and judge yourself. So as it relates to Black Ops 7 and the future of Call of Duty, here are important notes. Dude, I've never seen this from Activision ever. Even the shit Call of Duties. Vanguard, a Ghost with the dog, X to pay respects. You'll have an opportunity to play Black Ops for free, and they're doing $35. Next week, we're opening the doors for everybody to play Black Ops 7 multiplayer and zombies for free. We're committed to an unprecedented seasonal support. Your continuing feedback help us shape our seasonal updates. Oh, seasonality. Season 1 is the largest live session season we've ever, and we're just getting started. We won't rest until Black Ops 7 earns its place as one of the best Black Ops games we ever made. Weird. Our strategy going forward. When has Call of Duty ever spoken about the future of Call of Duty? Ever. And I mean ever. When? Ain't nobody got time for that. When did ever they talk about their strategy of making Call, even after Ghost? When have they came out and said this? Ever? We will no longer do back-to-back releases of Modern Warfare or Black Ops games. The reasons are many, but the main one is to ensure we provide a unique experience each and every year. That was never a problem until Microsoft bought you. Or Advanced Warfighter, right? After Microsoft bought you, the year you were purchased, it was Modern Warfare 3 DLC. The first time ever you've done back-to-back. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. The year that Microsoft closed the deal. And what do we say here in the Gaming Grindhouse? That whole courtroom bullshit messed them up in development because they didn't know what was going on, whether it was going to go through. It got denied by the CMA and go back and forth and back and forth. So they cashed in Modern Warfare 3. Then they said, now we'll do Black Ops 6. The first one in Game Pass.
Black Ops 6, day one Game Pass.
Black Ops 6,
sweet, right? Like,
some people said I wouldn't do that.
You should have listened to him, Phil. His name was Tim Stewart. Now he owns ZeniMax. Now he's working on ZeniMax. So after Black Ops 6, they go, well, let's do Black Ops 7. And here at the Gaming Grindhouse, we said they never did back-to-back games. It was always one studio worked on one, the other one worked on the other. They had 3 in them. They were doing Modern Warfare's with Infinity Ward. They were doing Black Ops with Treyarch, and then they had Sledgehammer doing their version. Sometimes it was what was it? It was World War II, something like that. Sledgehammer did their thing, and they had the three of them, and they were rotating all three of them. I remember which year was an Infinity Ward year. But the years that Microsoft closed was Modern Warfare 3, and then 2 years after they closed, Black Ops 7 back to back. And now we're not doing that again. It was only done in the beginning, Josh, when they did friggin' Call of Duty 1 and 2. But never since the Black Ops have they had Black Ops back to back. Even in Modern Warfare 1, the next year was Black Ops, and then it was Modern Warfare 2. Well, Advanced Warfare was different because Advanced Warfare was the future. But they have numerically went 2, 3. Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7. And they go, the reasons are many. But the main one is to ensure a unique experience. Well, so nobody of the development of Black Ops 7 saying, guys, we can't make this the same as Black Ops 6. Like, isn't that the whole purpose of you putting out Black Ops 7 was that it was supposed to be a unique experience, different than Black Ops 6? Like, nobody said that during the development. This is something you realize a month after the game release. We want to ensure we provided a unique experience each and every year. So that didn't come up while you were building Black Ops 7. That didn't come up. That wasn't the number one top thing on the whiteboard that said, make sure this game is different than Black Ops 6. Shouldn't that be the first line in your development of Black Ops 7? How does this come to a realization a month after the game came out? Now you realize that you're not doing this again? Why? Oh, because the money told you. People didn't buy it because they're like, I'll just stick on 6. Because this is not different enough. Oh, so we told you by not buying the game. Our wallet spoke. And we made you realize something that you should have realized a year ago when they said make Black Ops 7. You should have said, oh, shit, no, we're not doing it because we got to make it a unique experience because they are not going to buy it again. Oh, but Phil Spencer, Matt Bootycheeks, and Microsoft Gaming thought, let's just cash it in. Let's just do a cash in of 7. Didn't come up at all. Yo, what's up, Free Rizzy? Didn't come up at all. But after a month after the game sells like shit, now it's like, oh, yeah, we're not doing that again. And you didn't learn your lesson from Modern Warfare 3 when that was just a campaign and some bullshit DLC. That you're like, yo, we're never doing this shit again. Because it just took you 2 years to do the same shit again. And now you're like, we're not doing it again. We'll drive innovation that is meaningful, not incremental. Again. This was not bullet point number 1 on your whiteboard for development of Black Ops 7. This was not like, guys, we got to make meaningful changes. Impactful. We can't just do some random ass shit. Really? Today, to be clear, the future of Call of Duty is very strong. Damage control. And we believe our best days are ahead of us, given the depth of talent of your teams. Well, get ready, because Tim Stewart's coming. And Mr. Yote, whatever the hell his name is, he's the chief financial guy that has 2 years of gaming experience and 12 years of Microsoft horse shit. Get ready. Your talent development teams are going to be short-lived. We have been building the next era of Call of Duty and will deliver precisely along the way. We look for, dude, I have never seen this ever from a Call of Duty. This game must have sucked to be $35 before the end of the year. And then have the leak. Oh, we're just going to go Modern Warfare 4 again. It's like, really? Sounds like you really took it to heart. Modern Warfare 4, just like Modern Warfare 2. Oh man, that sounds like you really are really taking this. You're really taking it to heart, right? You're really changing things up. Next year, Modern Warfare 4. Wow. See, it seems like that. And then you look and you go like, why are they all up this guy Ghost of Hope? Why are they all up his ass? and making the community and people go against him, that he's bogus, that $1 billion studio has gone out of its way to tell him that he's wrong and to make people go against him, to deflect and discredit him. Sounds familiar, like a strategy of the bots, don't you think? When somebody criticizes or critiques or says something, the first thing they do is like, oh, no, you don't know. My insiders know. And they discredit. Bootleg does it all the time. Just like hopium of games coming to PlayStation. That is just hopium of PlayStation fans. The discredit. He knows better. Sounds like a strategy of Microsoft and the bot patrols. Same thing. Sounds exactly like what they do. Oh, no. I know better. Hopium, it's not coming. No way. Phil Spencer said this. Look at this quote. Phil Spencer said this. Look at that quote. Look at that quote. Does sound about right. My word is a half a price in a month after release. I don't think I've ever seen Call of Duty drop that low. And last year the prices were there. What happened to Game Pass? What happened to Game Pass? I don't know. Didn't Game Pass blow up? What's going on? Well, Grinders, all I gotta say is that it's not looking good for Call of Duty. Not looking. Oh, here, by the way, here's a palette cleanser right here. The token developer for Token Fighter. 2026 will be a big year for us. The whole team is working hard to make this game you'll enjoy for years to come. The title will continue to grow as community. We still have more characters to announce, along with more exciting moments where you'll be able to see the game in action. Happy holidays. Happy holidays, you. Quality game. Incredible. I missed out on it this weekend. I wanted to play it again, but I was only in the beta last weekend. But there you go. There's a palette cleanser right there. There's no apologies. There's no apologies.
So much content. It's got something for
There you go. Here's your Call of Duty.
There is so much. This game has just so much content. It's got something for everyone, and it's really been the result of 3 years of hard work at IW and our partners across all of the Activision studios. And so much of that work started with you guys at home, the community, the fans, our creators here, and that conversation and feedback from 2019 is really been a core piece of what Modern Warfare 2 is.
Interesting. Now he's going after them, dude. See? Don't believe everything you read on the internet. See how they're doing? And he was the one that leaked it. And that's what they're doing. And see, Charlie Intel, who covers it, he says, they're calling you a fraud, Ghost of Hope. Of course, he's egging them on, but there you go. But there you go. But believe them what they had to say. See what I mean? Now his leak, and what's funny is that the discredit and deflect now has turned him hostile. So now Ghost of Hope, who really wanted to just to be a leaker and share the information and do that stuff like he's been doing all these years, now he's like, okay, you want to slap? I'm going to slap back. And now Ghost of Hope is throwing out their lies. And now yet begins the wonderful hatred of Xbox, Activision, because they suck. And they don't know how to interact with people. They're so socially awkward and dumb. They're the ones that came out with an apology. And it's so crazy is that after that apology, the day after, Matt Booty was clapping his cheeks talking about some AMD tech that's supported on the chips on PCs and Call of Duty doing some illumination of my ass. Nothing for the consoles. Matt Booty, why are you even talking? It was an AMD announcement, but Booty Cheeks had to be out there saying his Call of Duty did it. But not on the console. On PC, AMD cards. A day after they said, we're sorry for the shit game that we made. And now you see the creation. You see the creation of the hostility of why everybody dislikes Microsoft and their gaming because they suck. They suck. Infinity Ward, all of them, all of Activision should be on their fucking hands and knees begging to keep the loyalty and dedication of these people who've died hard. 114,000 followers. Call of Duty leaker, insider, Infinity Ward's biggest hater. Contact me anonymously. Dude, you just created now an enemy who's going to now be right up your ass as you approach the next Modern Warfare next year of Modern Warfare 4. He will be there to make sure that he leaks all the shit about your game because you just did this to him and threw his leaked ass under the bus. Don't believe him. Indirectly, but never has it been done before. So, maybe they don't know what's going on. But all I know is that it's not good. Call of Duty, AI, the movement of management, and all this with increased RAM prices and Microsoft trying to convert these Xbox guys' Trojan horse into a PC. But I thought, Grinders, you hit that like button, I thought we'll go see something that's really damn funny. And we always like to go back. That's right, that PHILNESS face. Yeah, Doom the Dark Ages was another one, old man. That's right. That was another one that they just misread. This Copilot thing. And now they're trying to spin this shit. Here's another one. The Xbox ecosystem, they're like, oh yeah, we're not going to include multiplayer online. Really? Dude, it's a PC. Why would they include multiplayer online? Pay. And what does that mean? Does that mean everybody who has an Xbox, just those suckers keep paying, but the next Xbox doesn't have Xbox Live, Xbox Core, whatever the hell they call it? Like they're making that a feature. It's like, oh, I bought a console. And this is the spin that Bootleg does to try to keep his job. Right now, I'm told the current plan is the next Xbox is to have no paywall for multiplayer. Like, you really think that they're going to make the Xbox console UI experience just like they have right now? If they were going to build on that Xbox UI, they need to, like this is where the ignorance comes in. It's like, dude, yes, just like the ROG Ally doesn't charge for online play. It's because it's a PC with an Xbox app overlay. It's an Xbox app. It's a freaking PC with the Xbox app boots up first. So if this next Xbox Magnus is just a PC, you're going to spin it to say that it doesn't have a paywall? Like, what? Like, is that the spin? And my thing is that I will be very surprised if the next Xbox is exactly like the OS that you have right now with the Series S and the X. Because you need a developer dedicated to build for those things. And they don't have the install base. They don't have it now. They're not trying to build it. The consoles this winter showed you that they don't care about selling the console. And if they're not trying to move these consoles to get more developer support for the next one, it's telling me right now that the next one is not going to have the same operating system that the consoles have. Because if they did, they would try to use it as a transition, you would think, because they need that install base to leverage developer support at Xbox Magnus. If Xbox Magnus has the Xbox OS and supports your old games, like, you would want to make sure that that install base is healthy so that you have 35 million walking in the door to say, hey, Dev, think about us when you make your next game and don't skip us. But they're not doing that. They increased the price, didn't reduce it, no bundles. They're not trying to move these consoles at all. And now there's take it away sales. Just like the Call of Duty one is take it away. $35. Take it away. And now these things take it away sales. You think that's indication that the next Xbox is going to have the same OS and the whole certification system and all that other stuff that the current Xbox has? Because in order to do that, we learned this with Windows Phone. We learned this with all the devices. If you don't have the install base, the developers won't come. And you're at the same point of Microsoft talking about everybody else's. And you just talked about this AI. The reason why I showed the AI thing was because it's the same thing that they're doing with Xbox. We're going to make everybody else's devices. It's like Apple saying, we're going to grow our market next year. Really? You sold the 10 million phones. You're going to sell more? No, but every Samsung phone that runs Apple Music is an iPhone. Anybody? Yes. So we grew our market.
Let's go! Yes!
We grew it.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Our market has grown because we now are considering that the Samsung phone is actually an iPhone. So every Samsung phone that runs Apple Music is an iPhone. And that's what Microsoft's been doing in Xbox. Well, every PC is an Xbox. We're growing. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, okay, wow, you grew 20%. That's incredible. All right, so how much do we make?
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine!
Oh, this coffee smells like shit.
It is shit, Austin.
Oh, good.
Oh, so when it comes down to how much we made, we didn't make any more. We actually lost money. Wait a second. You just said we grew. We got 50% more users than ever before. Yeah, I did say that. So that means that we got so much more people buying shit, right? No, not really. They're not buying from us. It's really a PC, and they got open market. They're buying it from Epic and Steam, and but it's an Xbox, so we grow. But where's our money? You said that we're growing, and we should see money with growth, right? Hopefully, we're gonna buy some more, and we'll wait till we hit the phone. And that's what's happening to all their shit right now. That's why Tim Stewart now is involved, because the money has been the problem. Now the investors are like, that's great that you're growing, so where's our money? And they're like, yeah, about that. I know we spent $80 billion, and I know we're buying stuff, and I know it looks great that we're doing shit, and we're growing, but the money's not there. And now the investors are like, okay, dude, let's go. Let's go. Where's our money? And where it is. All right, where is it? And now the money is there. So that's why now the money hats are now owning the Xbox business, because they got to make sure the money now matches their claimed growth. And now it's a problem. That's why they're firing. That's why they're shutting down studios. That's why the money bill is tight, is because now the honeymoon is over of growth, because it was false growth. It was buy us some time, hoping to chum the water to get somebody to bite. And they realized nobody's picking them. So now they're like, oh, we're going to have Xbox grow. Like, is this really growing the Xbox business? Xbox games have been on PC since 2017. What's different now, Phil? Oh, because you just have an app that boots up and takes over your computer? Now this is somehow different? It's the same bullshit content. It's the same bull. What do you mean? Oh, but we're on billions of devices now. You were. That's what's even crazy about this whole thing. They already did this shit in 2017 when they put their games on the Windows Store. It's nothing new. It's the Matrix again, the PHILNESS Matrix. This is the sixth time that he's done this already. 6-7 it. We've done this before, Phil. Spent 80 billion. Oh, 80 billion, Mr. B. Not million, but billion. That's right. All smoke and mirrors. You made 30%, but made no money. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. And now, what do you think they're going to show next year? We think they're going to, here's all the here's the ROG little mini PC. There are going to be basically Steam machine versions of OEMs are going to make Steam machine versions of their system, of micro PCs. They're going to probably be overpriced because of the cost now of RAM and shit. So they're going to be priced out. The OEM is going to make their money. There's no subsidizing. And Microsoft's going to slap Xbox certified bullshit onto them. And then they're going to make one reference device. It's probably going to be a half a Series X. And they're going to call the Xbox Magnus, Xbox Next, or whatever the hell they're going to call it. And it'll be a PC with Xbox branding on it. And then they're going to have Xbox certified ones from the OEMs. And that's it. And that's what they're going to do. I'll be very surprised if the next Xbox has this Xbox OS right here and runs everything. Hence, that's why they talked about that emulation shit. Because they want to emulate their old games because they'll sell it to you again. Because you want to know why? Xbox Magnus probably won't have a disk drive. So guess what? All those old Xbox games that you bought that were backwards compatible, they're going to resell you backwards compatibility. Oh, you remember this 360 game? Well, now it's support, and they're going to do the trickle out bullshit. They're going to do the trick. Oh, our backwards compatibility program is back for the Windows Store. Yes, you remember these 360 games? Well, now they're back here in the Windows Store. Sell them again. You have the disc version, well, you have to buy it again now because it's all digital. If you bought it digital, you could keep it. Xbox Play Anywhere. And they're going to use backwards compatibility on PC as another way to bloat their games. Because I don't think they're going to be dumping out a bunch of games anymore. I think it's going to be big, high-tier games. And I think they're going to cry right now because Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7 beat their ass. I think that hit hard now. And with this AI shit going down right now, with all the investors now oohing and ahhing over Google, Satya is not going to, next year. Tim Dogman, we'll get you back on here. He said it. It's going to be a friggin' bloodbath early next year. A bloodbath. But Bootleg trying to keep his job, trying to spin it around like no multiplayer. It's like, dude, nobody cares. What? All the free-to-play games are free, don't require online play anyway. And if you tell me that that's going to have no multiplayer paywall, well, dude, the multiplayer part of it, people were getting all free games every month. Don't you remember? What's up, Niku? Everybody's getting free games every month. Everybody's getting a library of games. Maybe not the base maybe not the base Xbox version, even though you get about 15 games. But everybody getting games. The multiplayer aspect of it, it's there, but now there are games there. So with no multiplayer means that you're not getting games unless you, I don't know. We will see. But I'm very surprised, dude. I'm very surprised. And they did it with the head mount, Josh. They did it already with the HMDs. This is just, again, PHILNESS Matrix. The architect is like, Phil, you've been here 7 times. You're doing it again? All right. You lose every time. Microsoft will fall. Xbox will fall. Zion will fall. You've been here 7 times, Phil. Let me tell you about it. It's done. It's the same shit. They did it with the mixed reality. Oh, everybody makes headsets, and we're going to make the software on Windows 10 and Windows 11 for mixed reality. Walk around these virtual rooms with spreadsheets on these virtual walls. Satya was all behind it. They canceled it in the last Windows 11 update. Done. And the OEMs, they shut them down. They said, head mount displays my ass. Samsung had one, Lenovo. All these VR headsets. And the OEMs just made them and they threw them away. They put them in the ET hole. But it all leads into the pressure of Xbox. Like, this is what Steam, PlayStation already prepping that PlayStation 6. Nintendo going to get ready probably next year to roast their games. And you look at the lineup that PlayStation's already trying to have the games, right? And Microsoft, I think, is going to have the games. But the thing is like there's nothing that's going to bring people to their platform, whether it's Xbox console, whether it's Game Pass, whether it's Asus ROG Allies. It's not. And the corporation is not doing. And what's sad is that if they're going to do this Dev Direct, just like they did last year or this year, they do this Dev Direct, and then right after Dev Direct or right before it, they're firing a whole bunch of people from studios are saying they just lost their job and they didn't do this. Like, it's really going to take away from the Dev Direct and stuff. Like, they did this last 2 years. Games going to PlayStation 2 years ago. This year with all the firing. Like, how does that show that you're really going to care about gaming and you really want to build games when right after you announce games, you're shutting down studios and gutting everything? And I hope they don't do this again this year in 2026, but it sounds like they're prepping. Satya and Piss, he ready heads roll, man. They care about their money. And then they're going to be pulling these things, dude. Show me the respect here.
Bringing it back to the present, you must be here for a reason.
You know what I noticed? The reason why I'm playing this again, dude was wearing his his shirt closed here, right?
Bringing it back to
on the
present,
left.
You must be here for a reason, and I already know you got something up your sleeve. Well, if you were wearing longer ones, Damon, but do you want to hit us with a little world premiere?
World premiere.
It is coming to Xbox, PC, and for the first time, PlayStation. It'll be arriving next year.
Halo is coming to PlayStation. You heard it right. It's coming to PlayStation. I mean, I cannot even believe it. Brian, how excited are you about this evolution here?
It's a huge deal, Lottie. It's a long time coming. We're just super excited to be able to welcome even
Now the shirt's
more
open.
players now into the franchise we love.
Bringing it back.
His shirt was closed, and then he's like, he can't wear the PlayStation shirt. It's a long time coming, he said. Yo. And that's what they're going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out about Starfield next year. Now with Tim Stewart at the helm, I wouldn't be surprised about Starfield coming. That's the reason why we didn't get DLC this year. They're going to milk PlayStation, and they're going to try to sell their games on PlayStation. That's their hope. Who's clapping? I don't know, man. Cartwheels and coming. What's up, Octagon? How you doing, Ocelot? But yeah. But now that we've seen all this stuff, I always find, as we come grinders to this thing, I think this is crazy. I was as I was reading this, I was like, I got to read this live. And it all starts with this. I thought, hit that like button, grinders. Our friend Derek Strickland. The FTC calls Phil Spencer under oath for the Activision deal. These questions, as I was reading this, I was like, I gotta stop. This is too juicy to not have the Grindhouse on, and we need to react to this. This is juicy.
Juicy, dirty, juicy, dirty, juicy. On that bitch, Xbox.
Juicy. We got some juice for you. So, grinders, sit back, relax, and enjoy the gaming Grindhouse content that's coming your way, because we got to hear what PHILNESS had to say about Activision and the Xbox business back in 2023, just 2 years ago, before it was PlayStation, please save us. The FTC calls on Phil Gloria Spencer. Question, Phil. Are you the final decision maker to Microsoft Gaming? Yes. You report to Satya, I do, he says. So, where's my thing? What happened to my thing? I had it all set up here. Phil Spencer, you are the decider of what is exclusive in terms of gaming. Phil Spencer says yes. He is the decider. He was in 2023 of what is exclusive. You have been the leader of their strategy of content for 6 years. He says, I've been at Microsoft for 9. He says they have over 23 studios. How many studios have you acquired? 10, he says. Xbox ecosystem refers to Xbox as a place where customers invest time and money. We talk about Xbox ecosystem as a platform where creators build games for players to play. Phil Spencer. The standard revenue split for consoles is 70% to content creator and 30% to Microsoft. Is that correct? Phil Spencer says the standard split on PC. Question is interrupted. He points out that Spencer towards a customary revenue split for PC apparently numbered is sealed. Ooh. Game Pass is Game Pass is a 70-30 split. Game Pass is a subscription. There's no revenue split per se. We sign content to come into the subscription, and it's some combination of upfront fee or ongoing, usually based on the usage of a game in a subscription. It does not fit a store model. Is there a split for monetization of games on Game Pass? This content is the same royalty split. They talk about if they buy it. PC is a different split. That's right, Josh. Is there a functional difference between the games on the X lower powered Series S? And what did he say? Yes, 2 consoles are functionally different. Oh, man, it was just supposed to be resolution. Yes. Well, let's see if I can find one. He calls Nintendo a different platform. They're trying to trip them up. Let's see. Let's see if I can find another juicy one here. They're trying to drill them about the Switch. I don't care why they had a Switch. All right, here's the PS5 one. FTC asking about T-flops. You don't know the flops for the Switch, right? I don't know why they were asking about the Switch so much. Oh, no, wait. They're still talking about the Switch. Hold on. So here it is. I've seen documents like this before. Yes. What does CSA mean? Customer Solution Area. It's a division at other companies. Gaming is a customer solution area at Microsoft. Question. Growth Horizon fiscal year 2022. I can't read this aloud. The heading was a priority. The question says the heading was a priority for the gaming leadership team for fiscal year 2022. Yeah, no Call of Duty on the Switch either. That's right, Zedmondo. Good call on that one. Yeah, when's Black Ops 7 going to the Switch? They signed the deal back then. The heading was a priority for the gaming leadership team fiscal year. Yes, it was. The question, if you will look under it, the key metrics to evaluate success, second bullet about the share, that was a key metric to evaluate success of that priority. He says yes. So then, share can be market. This guy interpreted it. It says, question, you've seen these kinds of biz docs before at Microsoft, right? This is the kind of document is presented to the board of directors at Microsoft, correct? This kind of doc is used in many places, one of which is the board. Question, page is headed gaming scorecard, right? Yes. This is a scorecard that gets presented to the Microsoft board, right? He says it is. There are 4 metrics for the scorecard in gaming, right? He goes, there are. The metric in the 4th row is one metric presented to the board. He goes, it is. In the next column, it shows Microsoft's performance of that metric. The 3rd bullet says the metric has been improving, correct? Yes, it has improved in a certain month. It tells who is included in that market share, correct? It does. It shows what competitors are excluded from that market share. Possible exclusion of Nintendo from Gen 9. FTC may be trying to prove a designated high performance. Yeah, remember they were doing this high performance thing. This document charts the senior leadership. You're listed, it says, you're a member leadership team. FTC points to Microsoft's State of Business report from 2022. Again, the metrics, same metrics before. It looks like the bottom one is not redacted. Can I say it? Okay, I won't say it. Dude, they were hiding their numbers so much. If you look at the fourth metric, console Gen 9, if you look at a question, the explanatory bullet to the right, see, they're showing these documents. What they were doing was they were excluding out the Switch, the Gen 9. Here's the email of ZeniMax. Here's a juicy one. This guy's all over the place here. FTC brings up the email to Phil to ZeniMax talking about meeting a Microsoft board of directors on November 2026, 6 months later. Your track talk means the things that you were told the board in this example. It says here, what you told the board in November 2022 points to the second bullet, starts with and ends with something. Then you told the gaming leadership time. He goes, this is what you told the board about the company that was mentioned. He says, yes. Do you remember there were discussions whether to include Nintendo on metrics for console share? I can agree that we probably talked about it. I don't have a specific conversation in mind. There was a period of time when Nintendo was not included in the console metrics because the PS5 and Xbox all launched the same effective day. There's different views that we have on our share. Some of the share metrics, both Sony and Nintendo, others do not. And this is the reason why they reached out to Nintendo to try to include them in there, because the FTC was like, you keep excluding Nintendo from your metrics, but they're part of your generation. That means it was even worse. When we talk about current generation console, usually talking about the three that are available. Nintendo's excluded because because that. Okay. Let's see here. What was the other one that I wanted to see after the 15-minute break? I love how, they're trying to defend the FTC is just trying to get them. Here it is. Did they talk about this? Here we go. Tim Stewart, you know the guy now that had ZeniMax, right? Lengthy email between you and Mr. Stewart about Xbox console volume. This is just right after the launch of the Series X. Phil says yes. They're looking at emails between Spencer and Tim, no info shared. This sentence begins with Sony and ends with coming. Yes. Is it fair to say you view Sony as an aggressive competitor? He says Sony is the market leader, is an aggressive competitor. Under oath, Phil Spencer called Sony an aggressive competitor.
Gaming.
Do you believe Sony PlayStation is hostile to Xbox survival? Phil Spencer says yes. Here's his quote. Every time we ship a game on PlayStation, going back to the 730 split, Sony captures 30% of revenue that we do on their platform. And then they use that money among other revenue to do things to reduce Xbox's survival on the market.
Where's the lamb sauce?
So who wants their games on PlayStation again?
Gaming.
Who wants their game? He just talked about Halo coming to PlayStation. Halo. What's going to happen to that 30%? Phil. Hoggeet, anything?
Stop. Enough.
Under oath, Phil Spencer's calling Sony hostile. Dude, we just saw the video. Play Halo. Give them more games. June 2023, Phil Spencer was calling them hostile and saying that they do things to reduce Xbox's survival on the market. But I thought Xbox is on everything. I thought Xbox is PC, Xbox is on mobile, Xbox. So what are they reducing the survival of? What are they reducing the survival of?
Stop. Enough.
I'm not stopping. What are they stopping? your view that you're shipping more content on PlayStation, you would be enabling an aggressive competitor, Phil. It enables them to use the revenue they make from our content to sign third-party exclusive games to block from our platform. They can use the revenue from the games we ship on their platform to block Xbox's survival. Question, Phil, why not have multiplayer games also launch on PlayStation so that both can have crossplay? Phil says, I believe right now one of the biggest risks to Xbox's survival is that Sony paying teams to keep content off. Really, Phil? Or maybe it's because you suck and your install base is small that people just don't want to waste their time.
Xbox can't compete.
I feel like I'm enabling an aggressive competitor to further our aspirations. So what happening now, Shaggy?
Like zoinks.
So what happening now? You just put Halo, Forza on PlayStation. You are enabling the aggressiveness. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Microsoft Gaming tells developers that Game Pass is accredited to standalone game sales. We have said that in the past. We're describing Game Pass now. Our message is more focused on the financial side. Question, is Game Pass a reach bet to get off of console uses consoles as a catalyst? Game Pass is a business model we believe has more opportunity. Is it a bet to get off console, correct? It's a bet to get every endpoint where everyone wants to play, Phil says. Derek, you can't. It's very hard to. Sometimes there's little things here. Spencer, fundamentally, Game Pass is a reach bet. And what's crazy is because in a previous testimony, Phil Spencer said, fundamentally, Game Pass is a reach bet off of console, fueled by consoles as an early catalyst. So they were trying to catch PHILNESS right there. I would include Game Pass as available on console and PC, so it's inclusive of all that. Is it? Remember, there was certain, like, you didn't get certain game. Anyway, PHILNESS here. Is your view that Microsoft needs a predictable cadence of AAA content for services? I think, Phil says, I think customers need content they know, ship dates for invest in our platform. Oh. Is it your view that Microsoft needs AAA content to drive acquisitions of users? And he says here, acquisitions and retention, yes. So let me ask you this. If they need this content to drive acquisition of users and retention, what happens when this content is on other platforms on the same day? Like, dude, it is cooked. Dude, it is cooked. Question, adding more content to Game Pass is one thing you believe will drive subscribers, right? Phil says, great content coming to subscription is important to that. Wait, what? What? Excuse me, Phil. What was that? Wait. Excuse me? He says, what? Great content coming to subscription. I have another quote with Phil Spencer saying about great. Right? What did he say about if you just... What was that, Phil? Where is this one?
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just...
Great content. See what I mean? He was using that the consoles won't sell, but great content will drive their subscription. He says it right here. Great content coming to subscription is important. That's our goal. So why was he so dismissive of great games? Because he would
see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost.
But building great games, you say right here, is important to that. So building great games is essential. So not just in driving consoles, which may have another effect, but the fact that you're building great games is important to your subscription. You just said it on the oath. Having scale and subscribers is important to successful. Yeah, so that's what he said. Have you ever made it clear that Google and Amazon that they will never catch up in gaming? In all, not in terms of just subscribers. Yes, I believe I've said that. Do you believe that gaming content is part of the differentiator for Microsoft apart from Google and Amazon? He says, yes, gaming content. He goes here, AAA games are a small amount of the overall game releases in a given year. There are a lot more indie games than there are AAA games. And let's see if he says here. Uh-oh, here we go. FTC brings up Spencer, the Hood, and Nadella. And the document mentions potential acquisition with the memo attached describing gaming strategies. Let's see what they had to say here. Xbox Game Pass State of the Union mentioned Spencer gave Nadella and CFO Amy in the Hood an overview of Xbox. Here you go, grinders. This is why the Hood is coming down on PHILNESS. Xbox faces three primary dynamics. One, need for differentiate content. That's right, not D. He spelled it wrong. For gaming, differentiated content means number one, investing in game content that is exclusive to the service. What was that? Is that dirty word?
Exclusives are leaving Xbox has. In-place crosswords Woody now has. Chapter SS running on the studios just to give the PlayStation.
Exclusives are important. Number one. Differentiate content means number one, investing in game content that is exclusive to the service. Amy in the Hood, where are you?
Sir, do we get to win
This is what he presented. Number two, blockbuster in scale to attract users. Number three, released day and date releases. So PHILNESS, number one, the three dynamics. Number one, differentiated content exclusives. Now let's talk about Activision. There you go. So, exclusives, antiquated. Oh, it's an antiquated business. No. Everyone plays, we all win, we all grab ass. Number three says released day and date releases. One, exclusives to the service. Two, blockbuster in scale games to attract users. And three, release day and date releases. That was the three primary dynamics that he shared with Satya and Amy in the Hood. And when they read that, they're like, dude, that's exactly why you want to buy Activision, right? So now, talk about negotiating to get Call of Duty on Xbox launch in 2020. Microsoft made an offer. There was different offers in respect to where the games would be located. Console share would be different than PC. I appreciate you not saying the numbers in the room. Oh, man, they don't like those numbers. Negotiating with Activision, Microsoft put forth a proposal for share on consoles. You put a proposal for Activision on PC, right? I don't remember that, Phil. So, Doc mentions the rev split, but Microsoft offered Activision for PC games. Traditionally, economic split will differ. And you see why. They probably didn't want to. I don't know why, because I think they were doing more than Steam or something like that. I don't know why. There was a bunch of stuff. Maybe you could tell me. I forget. Doc mentions the rev split Microsoft offered Activision for PC games. Traditionally, economic split may differ the offer from Microsoft made to Activision for its PC games. Question. Phil, you were willing to make the kind of offer that would make that kind of impact because you had to make the economics good enough for Activision not to skip Xbox and X. That was the threat, right? You're willing to make the offer because you could not afford Activision to skip Xbox. It's too simplistic to talk about individual title and overall Xbox trying to compete the competitive platforms. There were a number of third-party games that the competition, and he keeps crying about this, was paying to exclude from Xbox. One of which was Final Fantasy 16. Knowing we have a competitor that's actively signing third-party games to skip our platform. Phil, get ready for Phantom Blade Zero's another one. A year, actually. Wukong. It became more important to us that our customers will become more important to us to secure third-party games. Well, if you own the games, Phil, then you don't have to pay, right? We don't have to pay for exclusives. We're paying employees to make the game. We're paying salaries. There's no entity that you have to pay directly. So he's saying if you own it, you can make it exclusive. The benefit of owning content is you control what platforms the game releases on, Phil. Question. With a competitor that's paying third parties to skip our platform, we felt it's necessary to secure more content for our games and subscriptions. We can't be in a position where we fall further behind. Spencer mentions the possibility of Sony buying third-party exclusivity with Starfield as well. Quote, a decision we make all our dude, this is not even a year later. They put all their games on PlayStation, just 4 games. Quote, a decision we make, like, just think how easy this would be. It feels like, dude, we're putting everything on PlayStation. We're done, dude. Like, this is what I mean. Like, the pivots of Microsoft, it's like they were whining and crying. They said Jim Ryan was crying. Phil Spencer practically dropping tears, acting like he's poor. Sony is like a fraction of the size of the $1 trillion company. You're trying to make an $80 billion acquisition, and Phil Spencer's crying that Sony is willing to buy third-party games to make their shit on their platform. Crying. Meanwhile, he's sitting there, $80 billion. And he's like, dude, think about it. This is June 2023. In February 2024, Phil Spencer said, we need what Sony has. We're putting our games on PlayStation. Dude, if you would have just said that there, they probably would have said deal closed, dude. Yeah, we're putting Halo's going to PlayStation. Done. That's right, Crook. I said hit that like button, grinders. We're cooking. This is June. You act like, oh no, that was Phil Spencer in the past. Dude, June 23. In February 24, just 4 games. We need what PlayStation has, what other platforms have. We need what other platforms have. 24. We are in 25 now, going into 26. Halo is on the PlayStation. Gears is on PlayStation. Forza is on PlayStation. It's crazy that he fought and cried about PlayStation. Oh, they buying games from us. Let's not mention the install base of how you suck, Phil. Let's not mention the install base of why you're not growing your Xbox console, and devs are willing to just say, we'll wait because you don't have the install base that buys our games. And you realize that now. In 2024, when Tim Stewart slapped you across the face, said, Phil, $80 billion? Yeah, we need that money now. They're asking about our money. Phil Spencer's like, well, we're going to grow our platform now. No, Phil, we don't got time. It's done. Starfield sucked. Didn't do shit. We need to put our games where people buy them. Steam and PlayStation. Thank you. And Switch. Thank you. It took you that long to realize why people were skipping your box? Those deals with Sony were so easy. And what's crazy is that some of them even happened when Sony didn't even money hat them. Because your console was such a less priority that they were really to prioritize PlayStation to put their games on it. It wasn't even Sony paying. It was just a de facto of the install base. Don't you remember Windows Phone? Like, you were 1/3 of the market. People were like, devs are like, I don't got the time. When I'm spending hours making something, I'm going to put it where it sells. I'm not going to waste putting games on your platform and watch them rot. Especially when I don't want to put my game in Game Pass and make a deal with you. I want my game to sell. I want to make my money back. And you have this Game Pass beast that's sitting there that if I'm not in Game Pass, then my game might suffer. And I'll get a whole bunch of people saying, I'm not buying it, wait for Game Pass. So I got to compete with Game Pass on your platform in addition to the low install base and an install base that expects their games to be in Game Pass. That just seems like a fight that you can fucking keep that shit. I'm just going to put it on PlayStation. Here's the price. Buy it. Thank you. It wasn't Sony money hatting all the time, Phil. It was just that your install base was so low, but you're sitting here on the road crying. I thought Jim Ryan didn't want the deal to go through. Phil Spencer crying about Sony doing stuff against them. Meanwhile, February, he on his hands and knees begging them, "Oh, we need what they have, just 4 games, we're learning." Dude woke up in January, he woke up 7 months, he woke up 8 months later like this. Oh shit. We need them. Oh. We need them. But here they were hostile. Quote, a decision we make all our games is to ship them on Xbox and PC, Phil says. There's a financial upside to shipping on PC. We have complete discussions on where content will show up and returns to us. Quote, we're thinking about where a title is. We're thinking about the overall financial impact, inclusive or exclusive of certain platforms. Phil Spencer talked about not shipping on PlayStation with the GLT gaming leadership teams. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Phil Spencer, here comes a question for you. You've had conversations on not shipping first-party games on PlayStation. Phil Spencer says, yes. We have overall discussions on the impact of a piece of content, inclusive or exclusive of what platform it ships on. Uh-oh. Question, Phil. You told a colleague before you didn't see a point in putting out individual games on other closed platforms, right? Yes, Phil says. Oh. Oh, man, Grinders, this is
another one.
Oh, man, Grinders.
Like zoinks.
Phil Spencer says he don't see a point in putting games on other closed platforms. Grinders, hit that like button now, damn it!
The Xbox glaze and the glaze at
Like
Xbox to spread PlayStation FUD.
Xbox Discord can't save them now. Phil Spencer under oath. Oh, man. Dude, Tim Stewart got him on watch, dude. Phil, that's not question. Follow-up for Phil. That's not a one-off statement, Phil. You've said that multiple times before. Phil Spencer says, I have. Oh, shit.
This is fucking raw, no chicken. It's raw. Fucking raw.
Hope you enjoying it, grinders.
Raw, Carol.
Oh, man.
Raw. Fuck off. And by the way, it's raw.
Oh, man. That is golden, man. Gonna be golden. Golden. Phil. I would love to tell Phil of June 2023, my dude, get ready to meet Phil of 2024, man. Oh, talking about crying, man. They must have had Phil in the meeting room, man. It went, Phil, it's over, bitch. That's why he turned so gray, man. The PHILNESS just exited his body. It's like, it was done. And what I love is that these web influences pieces of shit come out here and they try to say, dude, you don't know. No, man. No. Everyone plays, we all win. It's all about this. It's all... Really, bitch? Really, bitch? No. It's always been... Exclusives are antiquated. Listen to Sarah. Exclusives are antiquated. Nobody does them anymore. It's over. It's over. Remember, you're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. It's always been exclusives don't matter. PlayStation never was competition. What are you talking about? Listen to me. Hit that like button. Super chat my ass. Phil sending me out there to play with some games. And Jackie Jones. Thanks for the free copy, Phil. This has always been the message. What are you talking about? Weren't all you guys right up Phil Spencer's ass with the purchase of Activision? What did everybody forget? Everybody forgets? Well, the fucking gaming grindhouse don't fucking forget. This is all said right here. We don't forget here. The grinders in the chat, hit that like, but we don't forget. We know what's been said. We know what competition was. We know that they just kept switching and spinning a Rooney like Booker T in the middle of a ring. So don't come, oh no, never was exclusives. No, they never, it's antiquated. Bullshit. Sony was a competitor. Sony Phil was crying. And Phil said multiple times, I don't see a point in putting out individual games on other closed platforms. In June, and then they said, that's not a one-off, Phil. You said that all the time. Yeah. Phil, you have conversations, questions. We don't forget here. So don't give me that whole glazed shit like, oh no, man, you guys are old timers. Exclusives of old time. Old timers, they're 2023, bitch. Phil Spencer talking about how hostile Sony slapping them across the face. They can't fall behind. Oh, but it changed. Well, what changed, bitch? They got the deal. Listen, if Phil Spencer in 2004 would have just said, dude, it's all coming to PlayStation. We got frosted glass, bitch. Bitch, I just ordered a whole bunch of frosted glass from fucking Lowe's. It's coming in. We're putting frosted glass in our studios. We're making PlayStation games, FTC. Back off. They would have said, no, courtroom adjourned, bitch. Go to lunch. It's over. Phil Spencer here fighting for his life, talking about exclusives and Sony hostile and buying games on third-party games. And I don't see any value in putting my games on closed platforms, he said. Shit. And 7 months later, dude, he woke up on New Year's 2024 and was like, oh, fuck, revelation. He goes, wait, I had a dream. He got visited by the... Dude, I told... Yo, we got another skit, grinders. This just happened. Hit that like button. We got a new skit. I know what happened. In Christmas of 2023, Phil Spencer was visited by 3 ghosts. Fucking Jacob Marley came in there. Yo, it was the ghost It was the ghost of Seamus Blackley. The ghost of Xbox past. And he's like, Phil, Xbox. He come in and go, Phil, I need some ghost sound. We got, this is the skits grinders. We got Phil, something happened. It was the Xbox Carol, the Xbox Christmas Carol. Phil was visited by 3 ghosts. 3 ghosts. We're gonna have a ghost background. I need a ghost background. Where's my special effects artist? We need a spooky background. The ghost of Christmas past, a ghost of Xbox past. He showed up. He came back in there. Let me see. I want to have a spooky background. Ooh. There it is. The ghost of Xbox past. Oh, Phil Spencer, you will be visited by 3 ghosts of Xbox past, present, and future. And when they come and see you, I don't know when, but they will visit you, PHILNESS. Here's our first ghost of Xbox past, Seamus Blackley and Ed Fries.
Spooky, spooky.
Phil, remember why Xbox was here? Laura Fryer, they're all here. Phil, remember Xbox what it used to be? And Sony was taking away all the games, and you fought to be better than Sony. Remember the origins of Xbox. Phil Spencer wakes up and he's like, oh my God, ghost of Xbox past. I remember why Xbox is here. Laura Fryer came to visit me. Seamus Blackley. They told me why Xbox is here. They told me. The ghost of Xbox past. And then they get visited by the ghost of Xbox present shows up. Oh shit, the ghost of Xbox present shows up. Oh, Phil Spencer, I am the ghost of Xbox present, and I have a message for you, Phil Spencer. It is not a very lengthy one, but I will let you know the ghost of Xbox present is here. I am the second ghost you will see this evening, and I got one message for you here in the Xbox present.
We suck again.
Goodbye. Oh shit! Phil's like, oh man, we suck. Phil, the ghost of Xbox president, told Phil Spencer he sucks again. He's like, oh shit. Oh man, yes, we suck again. Oh my God, Phil's now shaking in his boots. Oh, and now you will see the final ghost, the ghost of Xbox future. Yes, Phil, this is the most scariest ghost you've ever seen. Yes, Phil, I have a message for you from the future. Yes, let me tell you this, Phil. Hold on. Let me make sure I have the ambient sounds for the community in my Xbox ghostly chat. Phil Spencer, the ghost of Xbox Future, has a message for you. Are you ready, Phil? You may be very spooked about this message. You've heard from the ghost of Xbox past of why Xbox was here. You heard that the Xbox present future, the present Xbox ghost told you that you still suck again. Well, Phil here as the ghost of Xbox future, I got a message for you. Fuck it all. Everything's going to PlayStation. You suck. Xbox sucks. And yeah, Phil, you're done. Money counts and you blow ass. Oh, shit like that. Grinders. Oh, Phil, what do you got to say? Phil.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look.
Yo, Phil woke up the next morning and goes, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I've seen all the ghosts. Then they said, just fuck it, put it all on PlayStation. Oh, Jacob Marley, oh, fucking, it's been a Xbox Carol. Hit that like button, grinders. There you go. The Ghost, they told them, they said, fuck it, put it on PlayStation. It's over. Money counts. It's done. And that's what happened. Then in 2024, after Phil was visited by the 3 ghosts, he just said, dude, just 4 games. Frosted Glass, come on in. Get the PlayStation dev kits. Put it on PlayStation. It had to be. Hit that like button, grinders. You just got a live skit. I just made that shit up right now because I just thought about it. Because something happened between June of 2023 and February of 2024, and it had to be. It's the holidays. Christmas is next week. It's the Xbox Christmas Carol. We may have to revisit that skit again in a formal the night before Xbox Christmas. We might have to do it again. But granted, hit that like button. That was an ad hoc. That was an improvised Xbox Christmas Carol. But it's something that happened. He got visited by 3 ghosts, and they just said, "Forget it, man. It's over, Phil. Wrap it up." Now, where was I? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That's what you get here, grinders. This is the talent. The Grindhouse, they feed the stories. They feed the stories. I'm sure we can get a lot of comments of more things I could add for the ghost of Christmas and Xbox past and for present and future. It's Herman. Herman's like, you belong to me now. Something did happen, right, Josh? Tim Stewart, the guy that hosts ZeniMax, said, Phil, put your pants on. We're done. Because Phil says he sees no point in putting games. And now Phil, because remember, if Phil would have just said right there, guys, I got Frosted Glass, we're putting everything on PlayStation, the FTC would have said, fuck it, let the deal go through, we're done. But what were they fighting for? This is what I don't understand reading this. That's why I wanted to read this with you. Because all this conversation that he had, what were they fighting for? They were saying PlayStation's the enemy. PlayStation's using their 30% to buy games from Microsoft to buy exclusives. And exclusives is the number one thing that differentiates their platform. Well, what happened? And now they talk like really, it's like you've had conversations about Microsoft skipping PlayStation with Activision titles. Yes, he says, it seems like a normal conversation that we would have. Really? You were going to skip PlayStation, Phil? You were going to skip PlayStation for Activision titles. You've had these conversations, Phil? Question, under oath. I don't remember specific conversations, but we will have to have conversations about that. I remember the result we came up with, which is a financial model that includes Activision games continuing to ship on PlayStation. They call it Project Denali's Activision acquisition. They had a project name for it. Here's the question. The economic value is what is the near-term financial return would have be to justify the valuation, right? He says, economic value is about what you pay for an asset. It's not the same of a strategic value. Strategy rationale and the financial rationale are 2 different decisions. Oh, really? Well, it looks like the financial rationale has bit them in the ass. So question, it may be the case that have an asset, strategic value may outweigh the economic value. And Phil Spencer says, we will encourage to find the strategic value in the economic value. It sounds like he was leaning to, dude, we are willing to, we may strategically put Call of Duty in Game Pass and not have the financial economic approach to do so. Right? Yeah, where's that PlayStation? Where's that Nintendo Switch version of Call of Duty? The unknown likes the thumbnail. There you go. I know you don't like that. How does any opportunity relate to a strategy that we're on? Then financial analysis and the financial implication, blah, blah, blah. Spencer says there isn't a value on the strategy. It's a strategic analysis. It's more of a commentary on how this asset fits into the strategy. He's trying to pull some PHILNESS here. He's trying to say, we could, financial, economic, making money is not most important. We could be strategic. And now the FTC says, get ready, Phil. They presented a chat between Mr. Nichols and Spencer in 2019. Nickel says, I'm in the mind that Dungeons should be PC and Xbox only. Remember Minecraft Dungeons, grinders? Remember when they first announced it, it was only on PC, and then they announced it for Xbox a year later, and then they added the Switch and PlayStation to it, and the guy looked pissed. Remember, I did that video. I'm in the mind that Dungeons should be PC and Xbox only, where you can buy Game Pass. We should hold on Nintendo and PlayStation. That's what Nichols said. And Phil says, I agree. Remember, Phil said he's in charge of where games go. Exclusives. Quote, Phil said, I agree, but the game ended up on all platforms. So, we continue. Now we got the BBs. Not the BBs from Death Stranding. BBs, Bond and Booty, and Phil Spencer email in March 2020. Can't be read out loud. But the question says, you were aware of an arrangement with Sony to pay Activision to give Activision some timed exclusivity with Call of Duty on PlayStation 4. He said, these are still advantages that Sony pays for. The maps. Question. It was your understanding that Activision was paying to get Call of Duty on PlayStation earlier with Xbox. He says, yes. You're contrasting what Sony is doing with what you're doing. In next paragraph, you talk about the strength that Xbox has, and you talk about the regrets about limitations with those strengths. Dude, Phil Spencer crying since 2020. They were so irked that Sony was this is the craziest thing. That Booty, Bond, and Sarah, and all of them, they were so hostile against what Sony was doing. When they pulled all this shit in the 360, and they didn't think that Sony was going to do this shit back to them. They didn't think that Sony was going to say, well, we got maps, we get content, we get the marketing. They were so bitter. Xbox did this all in the 360. They did it with GTA 4. In the Ballad of Gay Tony and the Archangel one. They have the deal only on Xbox. They did all this. But when Sony got the leverage, Sony started buying exclusives, getting games, buying the marketing away. And they were so bitter. These are emails from 2020. And him crying in 2023. Not decades ago. About 7 months before they put all their games on PlayStation. Crying about Sony just using their own money against them. And trying to sell, well, we got strengths too. It can't just be about maximizing, putting content on other platforms. FTC and First Spencer wants to find ways to do something, perhaps exclusivity. Quote, his quote was, we have to find ways to use our content. Dude, this did not sound like the person that says when we all play, we all win. This sounds like a bitter PHILNESS Spencer. A person who was not allowed to do what he wanted to do. Crying. He just I tell you, it definitely, I have this whole envision that it's definitely a little kid crying that he's losing the basketball game and he just wants to take the game ball away so nobody plays. That's exactly how Phil Spencer sounds, like a little crying kid. But they are winning. They're doing this stuff. I just want to take it away. Take it away. I'm going to take my ball and go home so nobody plays. So I can't lose. Because there is no game. And that's a whining little bitch. That's what he is. He wanted to do something with their content. Phil, I thought making great games wasn't in the cards. Phil Spencer, you said right here, making great games won't do shit. So what do you mean we got to do stuff with our content? Your content was ass. It was made by ass, but booty cheeks. Great games would have gave you leverage, but you didn't. You had ass games. So you had no content to leverage. So that's why you had to go buy other people's shit. But it's just like, you just want Sony to stop. And he said it in the, remember the thing with Paris. Sony and Nintendo, they doing things to make it hard to be Xbox. Cry me a river, bitch. It's called competition. And you guys did it. But you don't like it being done back to you. And what's crazy is that you're sitting on all that money, but nobody wants to give it to you to do anything back. So you just want Sony just to kind of stop. Why don't you send Hagit over to PlayStation so he could stand outside their headquarters and be like this?
Stop! Enough! Stop! Enough! Stop!
Why don't you get on your little emails, get on your little influencer bandwagons, and go send Hagit over to PlayStation headquarters, have him stand outside in the parking lot with a big sign.
Stop! Enough! Stop! Enough! Stop! Enough!
Get Mr. Yellow Chair out there too.
Mr.
Get him out there. Have them sit in the parking lot. Sony, stop! Let us be, please. Oh, because I thought it was Rocky. It's now how hard you get hit, but it's how hard you get hit and stand back up again. That's how winning is done. If I remember the quote that you Xbox marketed when the Xbox One was getting knocked down, but it was about how getting back up. This don't sound like you getting back up. This sounds like you got knocked down and you don't want to get you hit them, but they just hit you harder and knocked you down, and you just want to tell them to
stop. Enough.
Stop. Leave me alone. No. Well, you hit me first, bitch. So I smacked you back harder. Now you want me to stop? You started it. You initiated this. You took this from us. But what's crazy is you go into the X streets now, and it's like, oh, exclusives. Everybody, one family now. Yo. What do you mean? There's no hostility. It's just fanboy. This will be called fanboys. Phil Spencer sounds like fanboy number 1 right here with his booty patrol. Yes, exactly. Lucci, that's exactly. They got back up and go, let's be friends. You slapped the sense into me now. Now we'll be friends. Let's go. Let's be friends. That's what happened. They slapped PlayStation. PlayStation slapped them harder, knocked them down. Phil Spencer cried, got up and said, oh, no, I'm friends. Let's be friends now. But ways to use our content. Remember, Booty spends Sony out of business. Huh? That sound... Oh, console wars. Dude, these are $1 million people right here. Executives that pay this job, they sound like fanboy A number 1. So who the fuck are you to tell us console wars are over? Bitch be spewing shit right there. Oh, then nobody does the wars. It's not Sony and Play. It's not that anymore. The consoles are dead. Yo. Bitch was crying that that games weren't coming to Xbox. Crying. Didn't see points of putting games on closed platforms, he said. Quote, here it is. Question, Phil. You have not optimized Minecraft to run on PlayStation 5, right? Phil goes, no, we have not. Sony was reluctant to send us dev kits for the PS5 at the same time they were for other developers. This put us behind in our development of the PS5. Oh, man, dude, this is just golden. This is golden. Question. Sony held back the dev kits, and you fought back by not giving them optimized Minecraft, Phil? Phil answers, all we did with Minecraft was look at how we maximize the success of Minecraft. There is a version of Minecraft that runs on PS5. We don't charge customers to buy the new version. I think Sony could have sent us the dev kits to Microsoft just as easily as we could have sent them to our developers. FTC showed Microsoft talked about withholding Minecraft content on PlayStation, but ultimately the game shipped on PS5. Sony did not send dev kits to Microsoft in time. There we go. The new COO of ZeniMax, Phil Spencer, talking to the new COO Stewart about management in 21. Quote, I'm fine with F76 in PS Now. Final Fantasy 7? I don't know what the hell. Spencer said in an email. What is F76? I think he meant F76. Oh, Fallout 76. There it is. Sorry. Quote, I am fine with Fallout 76 in PS Now, Spencer says. Quote, we have not allowed Minecraft to support PS Now. We see PS Now as competition for Xbox Game Pass.
Sir, do we get the win this time?
Stop! Enough! Stop! Enough!
Fucking crazy. Question. Microsoft does not allow Minecraft to support PlayStation Now because it's a competitor? Sony will come to us with an offer. It's not something that the title elects to be part of. There's a financial situation between us as the creators and Minecraft and Sony. Spencer says it's not our exclusive. Is not our elective. Okay, elective. I guess that's spelled. Elective to put their content into PlayStation services. Sony will need to acquire it as a service operator. Oh, here we go. Call of Duty on the Switch, dude. If Call of Duty launches on the Switch, it's not going to look the same to players on Xbox. Phil Spencer. Before he even talked to Infinity Ward or anybody, he goes, our goal is that it will be equal or better quality of other Switch games. Oh, shit.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years. It's our first party output.
Oh, my God.
That's always been a hit.
Yo, this is Phil Spencer. Spencer confirms
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say always. Like,
that Call of Duty's target performance on the Switch would be relative to other Switch games. Not relative to Call of Duty performance on other platforms. Dude, Phil, we are in 2025 now, going to 26. We have yet to see Call of Duty on a Switch. And there's a new Switch. Oh, man. Phil Spencer, who did you talk to? Phil, do you anticipate Call of Duty? Phil would have been better off just doing this.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at
He would have been off just every question just saying that. Phil, do you anticipate Call of Duty on the Switch will look the same to a player as if that player was playing on the Series X? Phil Spencer says, I think it would play as a great Switch game. I don't think it will look the same. I hear you. Oh, wait, I gotta see if there's anything else in here. Oh, here we go. Phil Spencer. FTC mentioned Spencer talking about exclusivity with ZeniMax in February 21. Jill Braff was responsible for interrogation with ZeniMax and Microsoft. Mentioned how we think about exclusivity in that email. Remember that? And here's the Bond Booty Spencer email. Getting ready to how announce the Bethesda acquisition. Phil Spencer writes, quote, I want us to be bold in our announcement of Bethesda close. Focus on Bethesda on Xbox. I know there's financial implications, Xbox Game Pass implications, and legal implications. Quote, this is about my words to our community who watched the announcement, yes. Now, in November 2021, after the deal closes, monthly business revenue email with an agenda. Phil's, quote, top of mind was a 20-minute speech speaking of slot guidance of exclusivity of future titles. Phil Spencer spoke 20 minutes on the guidance of exclusivity of ZeniMax. Oh, shit. Huggy?
Stop. Enough.
No, we're not. We're not stopping. Give me that booty drop. Oh, man, we need this one. Yo, Phil Spencer, exclusives, 20 minutes.
Let's see that booty drop.
Oh, man. Quote, here's Phil Spencer's quote. Everyone plays, we all win, Phil, right?
Where the box is in the name of
Quote, in running the platform business, the Xbox business, the top of exclusivity is something that we generally have to talk about. The Switch and PlayStation, they both have a significantly higher number of exclusives. It's talked about a weakness of our platform. Continues, exclusivity is a topic talked about continuously, even outside ZeniMax games. There have been so many discussions about exclusivity of titles on Xbox. I don't remember the conversation in 2021. Exclusivity on console titles is a general topic. It's a constant conversation. I had many conversations with Jamie Leder at ZeniMax about which platforms titles to ship on, what platforms he ships on. Quote, do you remember about talking about the platform releases? Quote, Phil Spencer says, I want to make it clear to the team that their games they're building would at least be shipping to Xbox and PC. Remember good old Hines, when was Starfield exclusive? When Microsoft acquired us? Mm-hmm. Quote, Phil Spencer says, I announced to make the decision on a case-by-case basis. We would leave the decisions we would make for other platforms for a later date. In running our business, I understand ZeniMax games are building that their core will be launching on PC and Xbox. Oh, man. We made the decision on a case-by-case. There are games that we have shipped on PlayStation, not PlayStation only, and not day and date only, and not Xbox, vice versa. We have done day and date on both Xbox and PlayStation. In general, Jamie and I would have discussed about platforms. Spencer on TESVI, The Elder Scrolls. They will talk about this at 23. Quote, we've been unclear on what platforms it's launching on. Given how far out the game is, it's difficult for us to nail down the platform. Phil Spencer, are you the decision maker on exclusivity of all those titles? He says, yes, I am. Spencer on The Elder Scrolls 6. Oh. Oh. Quote, the game is so far away. You can say that now. The game is so far away that making a definitive statement on what platforms is going to launch exclusively would be hard to do. I've made public statements that The Elder Scrolls 6 will be exclusive to Xbox and PC. Spencer says now, I don't know if I made a public statement. I can't recall. He pulled one of these.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at
Phil Spencer, let's talk about Janky Jones. Oh, shit.
The buried treasure is gems.
Hit that like button, grinders. Oh, man.
Blackberries, raspberries.
You're cooking. Janky Jones was multi-platform before the acquisition, right, Phil? Yes, he says. Oh, shit. Janky Jones, he pulled it. Question, Phil, you paid Disney to amend the deal so Janky Jones will be exclusive to Xbox and PC. Phil Spencer goes, the game was in dev for multiple platforms and not Game Pass. We approached Disney to talk about Game Pass. Oh, man. Here's a question. If you had the financial ability to have a developer skip PlayStation anytime you wanted, would you do it? Phil says, I would not. Question, Phil. If you had the ability to depreciate a game on PlayStation, would you do it? Not in practice, no, dude. They're trying to get him to bite. Oh, man. They're trying to get him to say that. Now, see, now they jumped in now to try to get Phil like, oh, he won't destroy games. Phil Spencer, would you depreciate a game? Yeah, I just think they naturally
think about Xbox. I'm going to think about quality games. We have.
Phil says, the thought we would create a lower quality game on another platform, in my view, it diminishes our reputation and brand. Given that PlayStation is significantly larger than Xbox, building a high quality game for Xbox and somehow a lower quality PlayStation doesn't make economic sense. No, instead they do the opposite. They put a low quality game on Xbox and they fix it all up ready for PlayStation. Oh, no. Just when I want to pull out, they pull me back in. The next question. Phil, Halo is not on PlayStation. Can you reconcile that? Oh, my God. Yo, he was visited by 3 ghosts. He was visited 3 He had 3 ghosts come. He had the real Xbox Christmas Carol happen in the end of the... Yo, something happened. He goes, in the console space, all the platforms have exclusive games that don't launch on other platforms. We are significant deficient behind the hit quality and number of exclusive games. Yo, we are at a... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading on the small screen. We are at a significant deficit behind hit quality and number of exclusive games. Dude, crying again. How Sony and Nintendo have more exclusives than they do. That's why. Why is Halo not there? Well, we are at a significant deficit behind the... something. Life altering night. Dude, he was visited by 3 ghosts. He had the PHILNESS Christmas Carol. That's coming to the grindhouse. Minecraft confirmed as Xbox highest driving revenue. Halo is much smaller than Call of Duty. Starfield is much smaller than Minecraft. We used to just ship games on our Xbox. We didn't even ship them on Windows. It was a few years ago we made the decision that our console games would launch as consoles on PC. Sony delays their launch on PC because they're trying to drive people to buy a PlayStation. Our strategy is to find as many players as we can on Xbox because we have nobody. Well, that's what I did. Let's see. What is this? What is this part? Yeah. When you bought ZeniMax, there were a lot of risks for working with third parties. They're not funding development. If a game is on the market and its customers on another platform, we're acquiring something the customers pay for on the platform, nurture it. We will keep Call of Duty on PlayStation if Sony allows us. Quote, question, do you have any reason to keep it from PlayStation? Phil Spence says, the financials, the size of Call of Duty, the role it plays in valuation of buying Activision, making it financially impossible for us to recover for us losing Call of Duty on its largest platform. There you go. This is great. This is why I don't understand. Like, we have 50 games on PlayStation, he says. We are very familiar with shipping games on PlayStation. We would like to expand our presence on PlayStation with all future versions of Call of Duty, which is my goal. There's significantly more players on PlayStation than Xbox, as we know. There's a lot more PlayStations on Xbox. The game is very successful in both. If you pull the game from PlayStation, do you anticipate a reaction from those customers? Gamers are active in vocal group. Us pulling Call of Duty from PlayStation, in my view, will create imperishable harm to the Xbox brand. Yeah, I think it's already done. Judge, Phil, you're testifying on the road that you will make future Call of Duties on PlayStation 5. He goes, absolutely, I would do it. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm making the commitment standing here. It's my testimony from PlayStation. Sony has allowed us to... If Sony allows us to ship the game, yo, Phil Spencer's crying. Oh, man, and there's a lunch break. Yo, they're still interviewing him? Oh, man. Oh, then they talk about mobile. All right, we're gonna cut it off. I'll save it at this thing when it goes. We're back. We'll go to the thing. But man, woo, grinders. What a friggin' yo! Those are quotes to sink your teeth into there. Hit that like button, grinders, man. I tell you, like, it is crazy. It is like they knew the value of PlayStation, but I told you at the time they just didn't want. They just said, we'll keep Call of Duty there, but they wanted to still play exclusive games, and he still wanted exclusives. But something happened the night 2023. Christmas 2023, Phil Spencer was visited by 3 ghosts, and they said, hey, wrap it up, Phil. Put everything on PlayStation. It's over. And Halo's on PlayStation. And Gears on PlayStation. It's crazy. But it just shows that in that discussion, that strategy and economic strategy, the strategic strategy and the economics of and the money, there's no strategy anymore. It's done. It's make money. And that's why Stewart moved over. That's why they got the financial guy over there, a more stronger guy. It's done. It's done. Like, that's it. It's make money. And now and the other thing is because it's failing in AI. That's why it all ties together. That's why I positioned this show in the whole sense of like how you can see the Copilot and Call of Duty not doing well. And then seeing how they fought for Call of Duty. They took on the burden, but they're not willing to put in the time to make, and games have suffered. These last 4 topics, Copilot, big changes at Xbox, the pressure is on. Dude, the pressure is on. PlayStation, PC, Steam OS, and Nintendo are just doing their thing. And Xbox is fighting for its life right now because it doesn't know what to do. And it just got beaten down. See that headlock that Phil Spencer's in the thumbnail? That's everybody slapping back. And Phil Spencer just with us like, yeah, it's over, dude. Like, let's just be friends. Get me out of this headlock. Jacob Molly was the goat. It was the goat, man. No, I'm just telling you, it is crazy that the pressure is so much on them to do to deliver on this next Xbox or this PC, whatever the hell this is. But I don't even know if Satya is like the way things are going with AI. I'm sure they had a bigger bet that now this bubble is gonna pop. Their bubble's already popping. Pause. And I don't know. Like I've always said, time was always against them. Time has been always against them. They don't have time to tease and do this. Dude, the ship is, the train has left and is taking the customers and they're gone. And you're waiting at the train stop going, just wait. Just wait. The next, I'm going to get on this train and we're going to go. And you're still at the train station. The train is left. Oh, wait, we got some things to announce later. Dude, they don't care. They're on the train and they're on their way to the destination. Nobody waiting for you. You don't have time to tease. You got to be at the next station. You got to be at the end of the train station and greet them saying, guys, here's the new shit. Because it's done. Here's Steam OS. Dude, that's just roasting your ass. Yo, here's the PlayStation and the PlayStation 6 and PlayStation got Wolverine. The lineup now next year is crazy. It is Soros, Marvel Token, Wolverine. Now Marathon looks like it's cooking. We don't know. It'll look better. And what do you got? And then you got Naughty Dog breathing in down there. You got a Balrog game. Yo, Sony's about to fire on all cylinders. Again, this year they cooked with 2 huge games. Last year, game of the year they had with Astrobot that came out of the blue. The fires are ablaze. You think Nintendo 2 is not going to be ready for Switch 2 the full year of games coming out? Dude, if they announce a new Smash Brothers or a new Mario game, those things are going to fly off of shelves like we'll have wings. And if you don't think Steam is coming with its Steam OS, And it's going to cook even more, that it's going to make the Xbox full screen app look like garbage. Nobody waiting for betas. And the pressure is so much on them, they rushed that thing out to put it on all PCs. That shit wasn't supposed to come out to other handhelds until next year. And now, they put it on everything? Yeah, put it on everything. We need the feedback. We got to build on it. You're so far behind. And everybody is just doing their job. And to put it full circle, grinders, they are making answers to problems that people have. I want my games to go with me. A huge Steam library that I play. You want on your TV? Here's the solution for you. I want to play great games curated. Oh, and Phantom Blade Zero exclusive console as well for PlayStation. PlayStation got a crazy lineup. Yes, it's on PC. So's Token. So's Marathon. But for console-wise, to play all those games, it's on PlayStation. And PlayStation the one that put the sales on. PlayStation trying to move consoles this holiday, and they did. Xbox got beat by a Kinect bootleg. That don't sound like a company that's trying to build an install base that's going to build upon that for next generation. It sounds like they want that thing eradicated. They want that thing forgotten about. Take it away. They want it gone. But grinders, what a show. What a show. And you guys hung in there. So if you got to the end, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, grinders. And thank you again for awesome show, awesome interaction. Fall fans, yeah. And we're getting and their games too. That's right, Play Beyond. There you go. And their games. And on top of all those games, you're gonna get Halo, you're gonna get the Forza Horizon. Dude, it's crazy. And it's the cheaper console with the Pro that looks better than their own. So hit all the buttons, grinders. And we will see you do. So keep it locked here to Gaming Grindhouse. And the Gaming Grindhouse is out. Good night.
Phil's in the kitchen flipping pancakes. Oh no, trying to be the cool dad, putting on a show. Controller in one hand, syrup in the other. TKO Xbox, just like no one even bothers. What's this thing they're selling? Is it winning? Is it yelling? Feels like a punchline. But who's laughing now? Xbox, what the hell is that? Phil's got the swag of a dad in a cowboy hat. TKO, they're swinging, but who's hitting the mat? Xbox, yeah. They're coming in fast. Pixels are punching, consoles in a brawl. It's a digital ring and they're smashing through the wall. Knockout blow, who's counting to 10? TKO Xbox, they're back at it again. Dad jokes on stage. Like confetti aiming for the sky, but hey, maybe it's genius, maybe it's a game. Xbox, you'll remember the name. Xbox, what the hell is that? Phil's got the swag of a dad in a cowboy hat. TKO, they're swinging, but who's hitting the mat? Xbox, yeah. They're coming in fast.
Gaming.
Xbox, what the hell is that? Phil's got the swag of a dad in a cowboy hat. TKO, they're swinging, but who's hitting the mat? Xbox, yeah. They're coming in fast.